Hello. Yo, yo. What's up? We have for ourselves a tournament today. Swiss single faction. Crap, I forget to check into my own tournament. We're good. We're barely good. All right. Close call. But yee. I'm playing ogres today. We're getting ready for the turn grand finals. As he said he was gonna set it up before the DLC, which is surely coming very soon. So soon. I'm sure of it. I'm so sure. You know, it's how could it not really? What's up, Scion? Alexian Fire, hello. Solo Man, Tiberium. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You think it's gonna come out this month? We're 13 days in. Let's see. We're 13 days into October. They haven't said anything about the DLC. I swear, Warhammer is gonna get canceled, man. It gonna get canceled. All right, now. Actually, though, I hope that it comes out this month. But if it doesn't, maybe they're just fixing things. What's this? Is there a hot fix? 6.3.2. Okay, there's a hot fix. Uh-huh. Hype. Huzzah! It's over. Yeah, I think we'll see. This DLC, if it really does not come out with quality of life, that would be sad. But yeah, tournament started. The goblins. Round 1. I think I forgot to say that check-ins were open. Seems like people checked in on their own though. If there's any late sign-ups, however, I can add you to the tournament. MB76. Yo, yo. I'm ogres. Send them the code. For those of you that don't know how ogres work right now, it's mostly just man-type. Ogres go super hard on the bulls and pigback riders, and that's basically it. Sometimes they take a couple trappers. Sometimes they don't. Trappers are kind of expensive, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, hell yeah, Kislev. One thing I was wondering is, are ogres actually strong, or are they being inflated by just some strong players? Because they're like one of the lowest play rate factions in the entire game right now. What's going on? Yeah, Swedicity. Seriously though, like, are they actually strong? We'll see. I'm gonna start off against the Kislev. I'm thinking oh, whoops, wrong thumbnail. I'm thinking some sick rush strats. I think that's basically all I need. I definitely want to go with the pistol ogres. May need of pistols. I love how the ROR is not actually taller. They just raised the image a little bit. He's standing on a platform. Oh no, maybe they zoomed in just a smidge. Makes him look big though. And it's Crystal Lake. Let's play Grove. The Blood Grove or Haunted Vale. Now let's play Vale. Haunted Vale should be good for us. But yeah, I do actually. I'm not lying when I say I want to go undefeated, because with the tournament, the big tourney coming up, I do have to get into tip-top shape. So I think the Grand Intensity training arc shall begin. All right. And then we can add a player. So let's do that. And then we should be good. Let's see where they at. Where are they at? There they are. Okay, so they are checked in. Perfect. So I just gotta go to match. And I just have to add them. There we go. But yeah, Ogre should be pretty fun. Let's see. How do I do this again? How do I add players? I'll just copy from this. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can play like thing. All right. Play like a tournament and just not lose. Okay, depth.
What does it take to become unbeatable? Ignoring super chats. That would probably do it.
Thank you very much for the donation, Kaiser Wilhelm. Are we talking about this super chat specifically, or ignoring people asking me to do crazy shenanigans? Because the shenanigans are not the only thing that screw me over. Oh crap, I didn't do the thing properly. Tournaments. There you go. The ladder. Come on. It's not the only thing holding me back. This is called Anticity's Monday Swiss SFT. Anticity's Monday. Sorry, there's just a lot of adminning that I gotta do. Alright, that should do it. Do we have the player added? I should have taught my admin helper how to do it. Alright, looks like hey, nice. They're added. Sick. Alright. Now I just gotta get a sick ogre build. Shenanigans. Never yielding. I think Little Grom makes this matchup a little sketchy, doesn't it? I don't think Little Grom is like that crazy though. If it's Kislev, what kind of magic do I want? Do I want to use the Maw? The Maw Overcast only costs me all my money. You know, some people use Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning for ogres. That sounds kind of fun. Maybe I use Chain Lightning. Makes my guy a little expensive. 1,000. It's as much as like a Tzeentch caster. Alright, what else do I want? Anti-infantry. What does Kislev really suffer against? They kind of do bad versus the big boys, like armor. So maybe I want some iron guts too. They want some iron fists. Iron everything. Can I just do a stall strat? Kislev's kind of good at recapturing points, which has me a little worried. But I think this basic build should be good enough. We'll see. In my head, ogres are like the easiest peasiest faction in the world. But maybe we're incorrect. Tournament. So I'm just helping with adminning. All right. All right. Where were we? Ah, yes. Lots of adminning today, but I think we're basically good. This is why we have our little helper here. Good old Trizik. Oh boy, the lag is bad. But yeah, it's a man tide. What do you guess? It's a very standard ogre play. But yeah, I'm gonna have my helper eventually help me with adminning these things so that we can focus on the hanging out with the chat. Adding people to tournaments though, last minute is super janky though. Total Tavern does not really. You have to like edit, you know, like 3 different tables to make sure that it goes right. But yeah, idea is simple. Chain lightning him, get a sick ogre rush down, capture the points, and then yeah, and then we're good. Ogres are really good at capturing points, so as long as we can mitigate damage early on, I'm pretty comfy. And I'm gonna play this kind of like a tournament. Ready for another slideshow? It looks like it is just a little stutter. We're fine. The screen blocker. Yeah, tournament day. Yeah, we got the screen blocker. Title of your stream, why? Because we have Turn's grand finals coming up. Oh boy. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good at all. If it keeps up, maybe they can host. Mr. Lag. I've had worse. You know, funnily enough, I've had worse. Oh, he has Miska. All right. Here we go. Should I do a stall strat, guys? Okay. We might remake, and he'll host, and then that should work. It's more JPEG than slideshow. My internet should be good, right? Stream's fine. Yeah, go for the 10-minute no push. Definitely the best idea. Oh boy. Come on. Yeah. Stream is crystal clear. Thank goodness. Now you can witness. You can witness the pain in real time. He's messaging back. We have time to message each other. He says it's getting better. Alright, well. Prepare yourselves for the highest octane match you've ever seen in your lives. Oh, here we go. And alley-oop. Now, you know, I guess we will have time to hang out with the stream. That's pretty hype. This is a pure melee build, by the way. I got no range units. This is just what ogre players are doing nowadays, man. How strong is it actually, though, against like this kind of man tide? I really have no idea. He has Kislev warriors. It's not like I can shoot him. Maybe I can chain lightning them, though. A lot of spear cossars on the flanks. It's interesting. Ice Witch just going for it. Jeez. Leave me alone, lady. Yeah, you can start some dinner, you know. Get yourselves a nice hot coffee. I'll be here. If anyone's wondering why we've been begging C8 to get us dedicated servers, this is why. Imagine still thinking C8 will get you dedicated servers though. Dedicated servers are like the last thing, like the last thing on my list for stuff that I'm hoping CA gives us. There's no way, man. They can't even get me the pinned maps feature to work. Dedicated servers, my butt. Yeah, I have no big monsters here, so I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, the idea here is I just want to summon my whole army. If I summon my entire army here, we can reinforce much faster than Kislev. Need a dedicated workforce first? Oh, man. Dang, that's brutal, man. It's real. My opponent's done a good job securing the point number 1. So, that's pretty good for him. There's no point going in for a big fight just yet. He doesn't really have any tools to pressure me, to stop me from going for this kind of playstyle. So, in theory, it's only an advantage waiting. The only downside to waiting is that as the army size gets bigger, having more ranged components can be more useful. But also build composition wise, just having a ludicrous amount of melee is not bad though. So I do feel like we're probably getting an advantage here. Turn-based strategy game. Worst part about the lag is people got time to meme. The memes that come out. I could, I don't know. Is it worth trying to flank him? Like, he has so many spears. I should probably just try and focus on breaking the Kislev warriors. I don't think I'm going to chain lightning his ranged. He has so many ranged units that it just doesn't really help me at all to do that. But if I chain lightning the Kislev warriors, that's like 20% of his front line gone. The problem is, how do I actually get him, you know? There's no lag rule that forfeits this game. So the way lag rules work is if you are consistently lagging in the tournament, you will be forced to drop. This player doesn't have a history of like omega lagging. At least I don't think so. But in this tournament, if he's like constantly holding up the bracket, that's a problem. Funny thing though is that generally, if you build your army fast, it actually makes up for the lag quite a bit. The people that hold up tournaments tend to be people who spend way too long in the army building phase, rather than people who lag. I'd say it's like 33% laggy players, 66% army building. It's okay. We can end this soon, guys. The end is nigh. The end is nigh. I just gotta get my iron guts. Should I ask him to X4 speed? Fun fact, X4 speed does not speed things up very much. Hey, at least there's not much to do. It's like we have a buy round, really. What's the 1% remaining? Oh yeah, yeah, the last 1%. Pure jank. Game crashes out of nowhere. This is unplayable. I guess technically I'm not actually playing right now. We're AFKing. This is premium. This is a premium strat though. My magic scales better than his, right? Because yeah, he just has Hawks of Miska. I think if I chuck a chain lightning down here, he'll dodge it. You don't care about how long armies get built because it means story time from Turin. Yeah, Turin story time's the best. It's interesting to see him not summon in a lot of guys, by the way. He's still at a glorious 16. Oh, whatever. Ooh, how far are we in? 3.5 minutes. Alright. This is madness. It's okay. It's gonna be done soon. I just gotta get one good chain lightning on these Kislev warriors. And then we're good. How long does chain lightning take to cast, though? It's pretty slow, right? You can dodge it. Unshakable line. You know, capturing triple capping him so early means that we actually have quite a few tickets here. That's the very strong thing about Ogre Kingdoms. They can get tickets so fast. 9 minutes into this 3.5 minute game. Ooh. 1/3 speed. It's like we might as well click the slow-mo, right? For the memes. Hell, if we clicked pause, would you guys notice? I don't know. I think with this strat and with the lag, this is probably as bad as possible. I think he probably should have hosted. He probably should have hosted. I'll let him know after the match. But yeah, we definitely don't want lag to screw us over for the whole tourney, do we? Here, I can send him a message and then I'll chain lightning his infantry here. Yeah, that AoE's small. It's 10-meter radius, bro. That's kind of garbage. Oh, another very funny thing about Ogre Kingdoms against factions like Kislev. You can summon more frontline, but like Kislev, they really don't have any frontline that's better than just 5 Kislevite warriors. All the other stuff kind of sucks, like Zargard and all that, so. Oh boy. Okay, well, we made it. We got another minute in though. That's good. And the Griffin Legion. We have arrived. Ogres are a faction of patience, though. The faction of patience. I'll just message him. There's nothing going on. One of the we should have just rehosted. We definitely should have just rehosted instead of suffering through it. Okay, so he summons a little Grom. So now we'll just attack. Alright. He gets the little Grom summon. He has weakened his overall army strength. We will put an end to this madness. Alright. Here we go. Get him, boys. Get him. Yo, the mic will be so easy. Tell him to rehost now. You have the power. No, I'm about to end the game. He just summoned little Grom. He just summoned teeny tiny Grom, man. He's gonna die. Ogre Kingdom's got a mean rush. They got a mean rush. I think if we, these guys are anti-infantry, so they should do okay versus the halberds. We'll see, though. Maybe I should have let the pigbacks get in there first, but we'll see. That chain lightning should do fairly well. We'll just, yeah, get our charge commands. And then I really want to bust through the center line. That's the goal. There we go. I think if we can just break through the center line, I'll be okay. And I just need to get a relatively even trade and we're good. This is how tourneys run long? Yeah. I think he misplaced a spell through the lag. That's painful. We got him! Oh, even the lightning is slow. That's how you know it's good. Oh boy, that is some slow lightning. Spells are dodgeable? Apparently not. Let's go. Now, I'm not here to actually uptrade super well. We're here to, very cinematic battle we have here today. But yeah, we're not here to uptrade super well. I'm here to capture points and a roughly evenly trade. That's kind of how you play the ogres, right? It's important not to over micro through the lag. I can screw you over pretty bad. Noblar should help push through here though. And then the flank will eventually get in here and then we'll be good. Yeah, look at that. I only need to break through one area and then we're fine. These are not halberd Cossars, so they're quite chill. The point, it be getting captured. That's how you learn how to do very hard difficulty as a noob. Hell yeah. It's pretty good for your micro. People, by the way, before, they would actually intentionally lag switch to make micro easier. Very annoying. Since Warhammer 3, though, we haven't been getting that as much. I think ever since Turin stopped putting money into the smaller tournaments, there's just been so much less incentive to cheat that why are you gonna lag switch, right? You're gonna lag switch for $0? That doesn't make sense. So I think that's one pleasant thing that we got. Ooh, nice. Yo, I can summon, I can macro perfectly. Yo, I wonder what StarCraft at this speed would be like. What StarCraft at half speed might actually be playable by mortals. 500 APM in StarCraft. Warhammer is definitely like a 50 APM game. As long as you're not wasting APM, you can totally get away with rather slow play. Unless you're like cav maxing or something. Yeah, I think Turin, yeah, putting all the prizes into major events so that you can better regulate everything. I think that's the best decision he ever made. Now I was born in the lag, molded by it, so I actually do know how to micro my armies in super laggy situations. A lot of the time I'll have people complain about lag as to why they lost the game because it screws with the micro. And while it's definitely quite sucky, it's actually totally a skill issue. So when you're lagging, the super fun tech, you just have to hover. Like if you just like left click and then move your mouse, right? It like doesn't select sometimes. So you have to like hover your mouse over the location so that you make sure they get selected. Same with spell casting. You want to cast the spell slowly. You want to cast a spell as slow as the lag can handle. The game actually doesn't really run too well if you micro too fast. There's some really janky interactions, like I think it's like Felix can cast Helping Hand on himself which is a phrase that sounds super dirty, by the way, but he can do it if you click fast enough. I think it's like a frame perfect trick. Frame perfect helping hand on self. But yeah, it doesn't do anything though. So that's one of the things that you have to be super careful of, that you don't like lose out on commands or whatnot. Very sketchy indeed. The slowest meal you've had in your life. Ooh, I can get Massacre going? Hell yeah. But yes, he just very slow and controlled clicks to make sure that the abilities are actually going down. Oh crap, I slipped. I slipped by like 2 seconds, which means I was actually like... I was actually like 10 seconds behind on my macro. Crap. Anyways, my opponent's pretty dead at this point. One thing about the lag too, it actually disproportionately favors the attacker, because attacking generally will require more micro than the defender. So that actually gives me basically a perfect engagement as far as I'm concerned. I do want to chain lightning on these Kossar spears. They're basically already dead, but we're almost out of cavalry, so I think I will. Pigback riders can't get knocked over, so they love just face tanking cav charges. And then yeah, this battle should be done soon, and then we might not even be the last to finish this the battle. Actually, we might not actually be last. We're gonna be one of the last. Usually each round is about 30 minutes, but not the worst. Your PC would beg for the Emperor's peace at this point. You know, my PC's actually not running super hard. When the game is this slow, PC does not really have to do much. There's not a lot of things going on. Oh, he got the lightning. Yo, slow-mo lightning. Let's go. All right, here we go. The finishing charge. He's basically army wiped though. That was a very clean charge. Summoning the Lil Grom was the worst thing he could have done. Ogre charges are so vicious, and if you're in the middle of the map, you're at a huge disadvantage. So, you know, map distance wise, right, you're fighting in the middle, so I have the same army size as you, with the reinforcements taking the same time to get to you. But he's just 1,400 gold down. Lol Grom got 700 value, which is okay, I guess. Still, even if you factor that in, he's still 500 gold down. And of course, he has a lot of range units. So I think if you do, excuse me, if you do this, you have to play a more defensive playstyle. You know, multiplayer campaign stream with Victor. Oh my gosh. Oh, glorious. I feel like Nurgle would really appreciate this one. Okay, anyways, he's dead. He's dead, man. It's over. I'm just gonna refresh the bracket, man. It's done. Oh yes, there's still one match that hasn't finished yet. Whew. A close call, close call. All right, he's very clearly dead though. This is why I hate the gold damage value, by the way. Maybe I'll send this to C8. All right. The game's not moving. I'm just gonna. This is totally over. Like this is impossible for my opponent to win. All right, here we go. With So it makes it much harder to see who's in the lead this game. My opponent has basically nothing left, but the gold damage value looks close. Alright. Alright. Is there anything he has left? I do not think so. Get me out of here, man! Get me out! Is this still another? Are we the last? Okay, now we're actually the last. Oh my gosh. You're only 7 minutes in so far. Well, 8:30. That's not too bad. Purgatory. All right. There we go. Oh, yeah, I did the thing where I double clicked. For most of your life you played on low unit scale. It's eerie seeing your ogre so wounded at 6 guys. Oh. Yo, low unit scale is actually wild. It affects balance quite a bit. I think all forms of damage are just way more effective. Alright. I gotta make sure that we don't lag with our next opponent. Maybe there's a problem with CA or something. Woo. Let's see. So that's ogres versus Kislev. Oh boy! All right, we did it. We finished. Let's go! All right, and we let's see here. Parapoto needs a Swiss point. Oh, nice. Trizik already gave it to them. Thank you, Trizik. Our local tourney admin. Crap. Ah, crap. I generated the bracket. Oh, I hate Total Tavern sometimes. I didn't click Advanced Swiss. Round 2. I accidentally nuked the bracket, but points are still good. So just play like it's round 2. Frickin' hell! Oh my god! It's just back to back. All my minor to medium gripes about the multiplayer scene. We have the stall strategy for the ogres. We had a little bit of lag. We had some total tavern issues. All right, we're up against OG Potato. Yo, yo, I'm ogres. All right, it's fine. It's fine. Ugh. All right, let's just. Ugh. I'm gonna have to kick you, Mike. I gotta get my next opponent in. Alright, here we go. You unironically made and ate your dinner in the time that match took. At least it didn't slow down the tournament by that much. I think only by a couple minutes. Because in the end, we did have a rush build to end it. Alright, we're getting to the next match though. Yeah, and then my opponent, he said that he will drop from the tournament if the lag continues. If the lag is from me, I'll just have to play campaign or something. But yeah, we should have it dealt with for the next round. Now, Potato's playing Norsca. Interesting. How do you beat Norsca? Yeah, they've been liking Fimir a lot recently. Can you kite Norsca with the man-eater pistols, or are you just gonna get rushed? Can you kite Norsca? Imagine you were playing vampire accounts, please. Yo, oh man, if you lag, it should be illegal to play vampire accounts. Anyways, I have my opponent. We are waiting for them now. Dude, accidentally clicking generate bracket though. Whew. All right, so Adam TM needs a point. Ooh, all right. There's no first round. Yeah, there's no first round anymore. But the points are correct, so we just move on with it. Total Tavern having the generate bracket button after you've already generated the bracket is such a crazy UI thing. But it was made, you know, by the community. It's not like this is made by a AAA company or something. God. All right. Enough whinging. I want to face OG Potato. Yo, you know there's 3 potatoes in our community. We have Le Cartofel, we have OG Potato, and we have Potatoes Devil. Do we have other potatoes? I think that's it. At least notable players. Iron Blaster time. I do really wonder if Iron Blasters can kill Fimir. And we can just go for like a sick Ogre Kingdoms kite. Like Iron Blaster, Man-Eater Pistol shenanigans. I don't know. Let's see here. If it's okay, if you give me a Swiss point for buy round and opponent point for loss of Danican. Opponent points don't matter in this format. If you get 3 wins, you get to tiebreakers. And you should have a Swiss point. In a sec. Yeah, I think they got the buy round, right? Yeah. So they'll have it in a second. All right, Norsca. Hopefully this game don't lag. Yeah, is there a sick Norsca kite build? Dude, nobody Norsca kites. Noblar scrap launcher. What's your opinion about Vampire Coast army state at this time? Vampire Coast is actually like an A-tier faction right now, but it's really dumb how they're an A-tier faction because they have 3 units that are actually good. It just so happens that the playstyle makes it where you can play the entire game using those 3 units. Melee deckhands, pistol mobs, and dogs. That's it. Vampire Coast, their entire game plan relies on summoning those guys as many times as possible, and if you really can't, then you take some Morgul's. But seriously, you resummon your entire front line. You summon the dogs as many times as possible, recklessly YOLOing them into your opponent's backline to trade them out because you just want more dogs. It's a little silly. I think, you know, if they buffed up like Depth Guard and Sirens and the Handgunners and nerfed their front line, I think Coast would be in a much healthier state. But it ain't too bad. I think I've seen factions in worse states, so I'd say overall it's not too bad. Now, what do I want to do? Oh, he bans Itza. Yes, map bans. Map bans. Let's play Blazing Ramparts. That's a big map. The Blazing. Okay, what magic do I want? If it's Norsca, does anyone know if Fimir... Anyone know how many models Fimir have? Surely not 25, right? Let me double check. I mean, Skin Wolves. Skin Wolves are 25. Fimir are 16. Huh. How much HP do Skin Wolves have? 7,400. So relatively tanky. Didn't Legend just make a video saying Coast sucks? Well, Legend doesn't play multiplayer. When Legend is talking about the game, it's exclusively single player. They're basically different games with how different they are. Let's see here. So, what's the best way to chip damage Norsca? I could also take Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning feels pretty cool. 14 Winds of Magic for 13 armor piercing. Or would I spend 18 Winds of Magic for 15 armor piercing with Purple Sun? I feel like Chain Lightning's just better, ain't it? Maybe it takes a little while to cast, but... Maybe. Or we Wind Blast them. That would be, that'd be pretty jokes. But yeah, Fimir are 16, Skin Wolves are 24. Skin Wolves... kind of a pain though, because they will not exactly route off easily and they'll just heal up. You don't really want that. But yeah, Norsca. Can they be defeated? Can I kite them? That's a big question we are here to answer today. I think we can. I'm pretty sure we can absolutely kite Norsca, but I'm interested to see what my opponent decides to bring. There are a handful of anti-kite tools Norsca can do, and they can also rush, which is a little spooky, but map's big. I think this should be good for me. Thunderbolt, Uranins. It's cool, but it's not like a big hitter spell, you know? I guess you can use it on Fimir. You think Vampire Coast definitely deserves rework for faction mechanics like Shanties? If we're talking campaign, I think Coast is, yeah, a little outdated. It's not as outdated as some of the factions. But like the whole map gathering mechanic never really popped off. I would like to see Coast get a rework or like a DLC or something. Also, is it just me or does this area always seem like it's lower than this area? It doesn't matter which side of the map I'm on. Yeah, it's because this little fort here is actually, it's actually lower than the same fort over here, right? Holy crap, it's the same height. Yo, what is that? Wait, how does it look like this one is higher? I'm not the only one. Okay, wait, now this one looks like it's higher. Is it just a perspective thing? Because, okay, this one has a huge mountain in the back. This one doesn't. But yeah, I think Vampire Coast and Campaign, they probably... a lot of campaign units have similar issues too. Where there's a huge imbalance when it comes to like cavalry versus other stuff. All right. The lag got him. Nah, it's slow PC. All right. 10 units. Double Iron Blaster. I think Iron Blasters are really underused when people play Ogres. Because I feel like they're really good. So we're going to try them out today. I'm going to Wind Blast his Berserkers because they're the biggest threat. All right. Here we go. Ready, good luck, have fun. Are the ogres truly strong? Or are they overhyped? We'll see right now. This is gonna require some sick Iron Blaster micro. If he has horsemen though, I'm just shooting them at the very beginning. Map is relatively flat. And in reserve, I have powder guts and all that, so that should be quite hype. Drink the beer. Now he does get a pretty nice volley from the get-go. Iron Blast is up. Ooh, that's a free Melkos. That's a free Flock of Doom on one unit. Alright, so honestly not too bad. He has Throggy. Totally fine by me. Iron Blasters, they shoot very quickly. Whew. I forgot how sick these units were. But Iron Blasters are hype. And then we can get the Lead Belchers here, because there's no way he's ever rushing me. I'm gonna shoot Throg in the face. Bro, he's dead, man. Look at that. A little bit of HP gone on Throggy. Pull back over here. We'll give them the hit by artillery debuff, like so. Everyone's all about main eaters nowadays, but the humble Lead Belcher still goes very hard. I just have to capture this point over here, and then we're good. Lead Belchers are popping off real good, though. Now, it would be a grave mistake to try and get into the backfield here against these guys. As I definitely am just going to summon a Saber Tusk and Wind Blast him. He has a dragon now, does he? Okay. That's pretty fancy. And there we go. There's the Saber Tusks. We're going to summon two because he's trying to loop-de-loop around. Let's get over there. Then we're going to alley-oop. I'm going to shoot them up. The Roggy should not be a big deal. And then for the worm, we're just going to turn. And we're going to give it a little bit of pepper. Just a little bit. Just a smidge. Just a tiny amount of damage on that phosphor. I remember the old days when people were talking about how OP these artillery pieces were. I remember. People did not like the Iron Blaster. It used to be cheaper and it could fire in melee. This is the unit that got manual fire removed from the game, by the way. They're quite strong. Oh, goodbye, Horseman. Goodbye, Horseman. You served well. The micro trick is you just have to point it in the right direction first. Oh, the shotgun blast. Right in the face. And then we'll just use gold to give it a pistol shot. Is this going to do it? Can it shoot straight up? Can't tell. It's going to breath attack? My ogres, I see. Overall, though, the kite's going well. We're gonna pigback charge these guys. I will get a few ogre bulls routed, but I think we're still doing okay. Frostworm just got deleted off the face of the planet. You'll love to see it. Then if we get some pigbacks here, I should be okay. Yeah, you just have to micro them a little. Come on, it's just a little bit of micro. Alley-oop. Alley-oop. There we go. Oh, that one whiffed. That one hit okay. Let's dismember these guys now, and then we're going to get some Saber Tusks. Ogres are really quick on the recapture, which is why I'm not too worried about him having tickets over me. Because in the end, Ogres are still a very melee-centric faction. We're gonna need a blast Throg real quick. Oh, he whiffed. Throg lived. Rather impressive. Still not entirely over just yet. My opponent here has gone, my lord, to retreat just a smidge. Soon as I get the main eaters, though, I think we're good. Throg just lost half his HP. Classic. All right, yeah, yo, let's just shoot him from the high ground, man. This is hilarious. I think one more shot and Throg's just dead, so. He doesn't have any weird animations that can save him either. Ouch, bro. That's nasty. That's straight nasty. Oh, he shattered. He just shattered from that. Oh my God. Why don't people use this unit more, man? Yo, this is sick. All right, trappers. You're on capture duty. Now we just gotta steal the points in the next like 3 minutes, but he has no army, so. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be all right. Yeah, no, that's a shotgun unit. There we go. We'll take care of the horsemen. Nice. They're a non-issue now. This is nice. This is very nice. Oh my gosh. After half a month, maybe more, of playing Demons of Chaos, I am happy to inform you that no. No, the factions are not actually balanced. Factions are not balanced, man. Not in the slightest. In terms of the upper level. Although he is actually about to capture the point. It's gonna be a little sus, though. This far point will probably go my way. Oh yeah, these things are single entities too. They can actually capture. Never mind, we're fine. Especially with Throg gone. With Throg gone, there ain't no issue. Go, horseman got saved by the trees. Noblars are there though. Big routes. All right, it's just the cleanup now. I did get my lead belchers caught though. It's a little embarrassing. You know what? I'll just get the saber tusks. This should be enough. I think this is enough to capture this point. It's by the 1,000 ticket mark. If you capture your first point at 1,000 tickets and your opponent's almost army wiped, that means you probably don't have to worry much. That's my standard metric for capture speed. So we have our first point. These next points are fairly comfortable. Norsca is also not the best for point holding either. Their leadership's not exactly the best, so I think yeah, I think we're good. More horsemen, not a problem. We'll just yeah, dismember them, and then actually dismember them. Oh dang! Save by the trees.
You have the foe's victory point.
Iron blasters cure demons of chaos depression. They really do. Oh, 2,150. 1,880. Game's not even over. They still have their ammo and full HP. Dang, man. Dang. That's crazy. They look positively OP. And the craziest thing, the most absurd thing, is that this isn't even a meta build, guys. It's not even meta. People don't even do this because normal main tide spam is probably safer. This ain't even peak ogres. Also, hey, it's a Fimir I can bully. This is terrifying. Imagine this beast just hauling a shotgun cannon towards you. Look at him, he's dodging. We got the fear. He stopped moving, fire. Oh, dang, the missile resist? All right, that means we gotta get closer. Don't mind me. Wheel it in, lads, wheel it in. Can't dodge this. Face your death. Wow, it missed. Ah, dang it. Well, looks like you do need larger targets if you actually want to hit consistently. What a shame. What a shame. It's a good thing he had a dragon, though. Dragon helps. I wonder, are they always going to shoot over his head, or is that just a fluke? Dang, yo, he's chonky. Never mind. Look at that. All right, so don't shoot at the foot characters. The accuracy is not enough. Ogre meta back? Dude, the ogre meta never left. Ogres are super strong. Ogres are super duper strong. The only thing is that people just aren't playing them very much. Either that, or there's like some hidden counter that I have not accounted for. But I'm pretty sure people just don't really... They're just not playing a lot of ogres because they don't feel like it. Berserkers, eh? Quarter damage. It's not an insta kill at max range, I guess. The Throg ain't gonna be too happy, but this is definitely more of a close range tool. Gets a breath attack, a little bit of poke. Berserkers are at 1/3 HP down. Pretty bad for them. Will they make it to the fight? How fast do these things shoot? Slightly faster than I thought they do. Okay. I think if we that should fire. All right, there you go. So that's most of the Marauders dead, and then I guess we'll just use them as chariots because we ain't done yet. The unit is also a chariot, so they'll be very good for a little bit of a cycle charging. They're a chariot with what? How much charge bonus? 48 charge bonus. Dang. All right. How much HP do they have? 6,100. Hell yeah. You have Warriors of Chaos paying almost this much for. You have Slaanesh paying this much for a chariot that can't shoot single entities to death. Yeah, against the Fimir, I think he's ragdolling, but he also has 50% missile resist. Oh, can I get a shot on Throggy? Come on. Come on, I know you can do it. Dang it. I had my attack move on. 1 second. Wheel it over. Wheel it over. And yeah, there we go. That's how you get Throggy. I'm not gonna let him recap in the midst of my power tripping. It's crazy how much a shotgun blast from these things can do versus SEs. In theory, ogres should never lose to SEs if they bring these guys, but honestly, lead belchers and man-eaters are kind of better most of the time. These things are kind of nifty, but like, if you take two man-eaters, you'll also be totally fine. I think, let's see, there's a situation where I'd rather have an Iron Blaster instead of a man-eater. I think like against the dragon it was pretty funny, but like the dragon doesn't want to get shot by man-eaters either. I think maybe they just clear infantry a little bit faster is all. But yeah, ogres are crazy. That was ogres versus Norsca, and ogres win. The bully is real in this one. I need to get a 100% win rate. Potato said he didn't even know the unit was in the roster. Yeah, no one brings these things. Nobody brings these things. Seriously though, man-eater. Okay, I guess I have more ammo than man-eater pistols, right? So they can kill more stuff. Marauder Horseman spams a little bold. It'd be good against, I don't know. I think most ogre builds can deal with horsemen, because you can kind of just box up with lead belchers. But I guess it would be strong versus SE style of Norsca. I mean, of ogres. Poor Frostworm, bro. That's 5,000 value between the two of them. Your starting army is 9,000 gold, so they just deleted half of his starting army, including Throg. Bulls did okay there. They're just as roadblocks. Saber Tusks are actually kind of cool. I like them. Dang, Lead Belcher got 2k. Yeah, I think like Lead Belchers have the ammunition. Man-eaters have the SE focus fire, which is why you don't really need the Iron Blaster, but it's fun to take every once in a while. Microwave. Yeah. People gotta eat, man. Don't judge. I would rather play Slaanesh than ogres. I think Slaanesh is probably stronger. I think Slaanesh feels like they have more teeth against more factions, but ogres is definitely a bully. What's this? hacks are what it takes to be legitimately unbeatable. Technically, hacks will also lose to hacks though, right? So it depends. Demons of Chaos, the #1 faction. Let's see here. Who was #1 at the end of yesterday? It was Slaanesh, right? Yeah, Slaanesh is still #1. I did lower the Norsca win rate back down to 55. I tried playing Demons of Chaos one last time in Turin's tournament, but I lost twice. I lost to Grand Cathay. It felt terrible. Faction feels mega garbage, man. I don't even know. But I can say that I did legitimately get... where's it at? Where's the picture? Where the picture at? Ba-ba. Where is it at? Ah, gallery. There we go. I believe it is, no, not that one. Not that one either. Ah, hell yeah, yeah, this one. For a brief moment, we did get Chaos Demons to #1. It's like, you know, it's like a New York Times bestseller. For but a blink of an eye. Pixar didn't happen. It's literally right there. The picture is there. Technically, I could hit F2 and edit the web page to make it look like whatever I want, but it's, you know, people saw it, all right? It was seen by more than just myself. Bro's eyes are cooked? What do you mean his eyes are cooked? You were there for it? Hell yeah. And then I think Slaanesh. Someone played Slaanesh and they got above. But, yeah. Irrefutable evidence that we got Chaos Demons to #1, people. I just noticed Daniken's opponent is Don't Try So Hard. He's gonna get massacred by Daniken's kite. Why is Tomb King so low? I don't know. I actually don't know. They were hard meta for a while. I think what happens, I think it's the RTK effect. So, from what I can tell, the meta is heavily dictated by whatever RTK really likes at a specific point in time. And they really grabbed onto Dark Elves for a while. There were a couple high, like, ranking members of the clan that got some cool, like, stall strategies for Dark Elves, and then Daniken got his kite. And then Dark Elves shot through the roof. In the, like, I think 2 metas ago, the big thing that everyone was doing was Tomb King's infantry spam and just main-tiding it. Basically playing Tomb King's like people play Vampire Counts or Coast right now. Spamming infinity skeletons. And that was it. I guess like the Sphinx was also strong. So there's a bit of that. And I think Cavalry didn't get their turn rate buffs yet. So Tomb Kings were probably legitimately stronger, and main tides in general were stronger because of Cavalry being so weak. But did Tomb Kings really deserve to be bottom after such a slight change? I don't know. I guess Skaven were also in the meta, and Tomb Kings hard counter Skaven. Me, yo, I say stuff like we don't need no education, not the education part, but like the we don't need no. I say that a lot. Double negative. Don't quote me on the no education thing. Although technically, if you take the double negative, then it's fine. Don't cancel me, please. Okay, nice. Next round is done. Advancing the swish. At Goblins, round 3. All right, now we're up against Parapoto. Parapoto, here we go. Yo, yo. That's the person I helped add to the tourney, I think. I'm ogres. And now they shall suffer. I'm really interested to see, though, how we do against some of the harder counters for ogres. He's Tzeentch. Oh, there we go. I'll ban more, I think. I'll ban more. Interesting. Your wins still count. Format. 3 wins gets you to tiebreakers. Alrighty. Alrighty. Banstride floodplains. We're on Bordelot. Okay, that's not too bad. It's a map with a lot of trees. So here's the thing, though. Is Tzeentch gonna murder me? Hey, Carter, thank you so much for the $5.
Been enjoying your content. Fun watching how far multiplayer differs from single player content. Just wanted to show some appreciation.
Thank you so much, man. Multiplayer is like almost the opposite of single player a lot of the time, which is why I always find it funny when people say that Legend is like, they think Legend's the best multiplayer guy ever. Not that there's anything wrong with that, or that people, you know, like, it makes sense. Legend is quite the legend, but it's so different that like he would basically have no experience. It's to the point where when I was really grinding hard, I stopped playing campaign specifically to make sure I didn't learn bad habits. The good old days. Let's see, what am I supposed to do for Tzeentch? So they do have Lord Snippet Snipe. They have those little flying dudes. I do enjoy both, by the way. I definitely do enjoy both. Yeah, I think the thing is, Legend just doesn't play multiplayer, right? So anyone who plays multiplayer will naturally be better than Legend. What Legend does have, though, in spades, is a vast quantity of knowledge and extreme patience. You know, like, Legend would be able to beat me in a lot of campaign speedruns, for example, purely off of his knowledge of the game and ability to, like, break all the systems and all that. But, yeah, what am I doing? Tzeentch. So, Tzeentch has something called Pink Fire Tzeentch. And that deletes Noblars. It makes any Noblar build exceptionally risky to take. So, we're gonna try to avoid such a grim fate in this match. How does Tzeentch do this? Like, obviously he wants to Lord Snipe. That much makes sense to me. But, what's he gonna have, though? He can spam Blue Fire to kill Lead Belchers, I guess. But what is he gonna do? He might have some infantry. Okay, I guess, like, ogres lose to Tzeentch Halberd infantry, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he does have some crazy tech that I'll just be completely unprepared for. This should just be strong, though, right? I don't know, guys. I'm looking at this ogre build. I feel like we are unbeatable. Mostly unbeatable. Is this really what I want to do? Oh boy, he's already ready. Should I take a giant? What if he spams blues and pinks? Do I have an answer for blue and pink spam? Funnily enough, maybe no. Maybe no, actually. Do I have an answer for blues and pinks? Alright. Alright, Tzeentch might actually be the first sketchy game of the day. Two giants? Sick. Alright, this seems like a maybe non-optimal build. I think if I play it well, though, we'll probably find. This will be a really good lesson. Because if I run into something that I'm just like, wow, that feels unbeatable, it should fill my mind with knowledge. Defeat ogres in a tournament. Tzeentch is like your worst matchup. Tzeentch is tricky. They like the Lord Snipe. Chain Lightning must cook. I brought Buna because Changebringers and those Doom Knights. I think if we deal with that, we're mostly fine. I have the Powder Guts. So they'll be okay. And then it's just a basic Man Tide. So feast your eyes. My elites are gonna hide in the trees, capture this far point. These guys can capture these two. He's gonna hide with the Buna, and then we're good. All right, ready. Good luck, have fun. Big boys with band-aids. Yeah, Shuck Tide. So I have like basically no pigback riders in my starting army because I think it's common for people to run pink fire and just kill off all my poor Noblars. And I don't want them to get like 400, 600 value for like 6 wins of magic, you know? That would suck. So to avoid that, I've gone full cheap Ogre Bulls. He can't even blue fire these guys because they're too chonky. And it looks like he has some Screamers. 16 entities mean Buna will not work against them, but that's okay. And I gotta see what his Lord has. If he doesn't have Pink Fire, then I summon in the Pigbacks. Pigbacks are height. Look at him. Got crazy stats. You know, weirdly enough, actually, the stats are not that good. It's just an anti-large unit with ludicrous mass. It really is just the mass that does it. He has final transmutation. Let's go. Bring in the boys. All right, nice. I don't have to fear for my life. Get out of the trees, boys. We're free. The pistols? Oh yeah, they do a lot of damage versus everything, man. Not a lot that can survive them. Change or die. It's a damage resist for 22 seconds. That's fine. If I'm dealing damage to him, I'm still happy. Sentient Storm Cloud. He has a bombardment of some sort that I've never seen in my entire life. Very interesting. He's gonna secure this point with the Screamers. But I got Powder Guts. If this is gonna be a big old melee game, I'll take it. All I gotta do is cycle charges Marauders. Get in the Bulls, right? Get in the Pigback Riders. Is that a transmutation? Are you really transmuting me? He just transmuted an Iron Gut. You mad lad. The unit costs 1,100. It wasn't even overcast. Ooh, that's a bit of a misplay on my opponent then. Oh, that did nothing. That's 16 wins of magic down the drain. Okay, I think his magic play is slightly suboptimal. His army, though, is going to be a little difficult to take care of because there are a lot of halberds here. And I decided to bring, like, no ranged. Now, that ain't the end of the world. But it also ain't the prettiest thing ever. Blast him. Oh, this guy's shielded, ain't he? Yeah, he's silver shielded. Whoopsies. Should still be fine, though. Is he going to charge the Powder Guts? Maybe he will. Great thing about halberds, though, is that I can ignore them. One of the great things about ogres that people do not make a lot of use out of is the fact that they are one of the fastest factions in the entire game. So you get to choose where your fights begin, where they end, and everything. So you see this point? I got my eyes set on it. Should be pretty easy to just overwhelm him with bowls. Use the pigbacks to stall his halberds for a little bit. Maybe squeeze these guys through. And I should be okay. Pigback charge gonna reduce their stats a little bit. Oh, there's a storm cloud. There's the bombardment. I don't even know where. Oh, there it is. Holy moly, that's a crazy ability. Holy jeez. Oh my gosh. Shiver me timbers. That's it. That's it. How much value did it get him? 65. It missed. Oh boy. All right. So obviously my opponent is either he had a bunch of gold left over, or he's experimenting, or maybe just having fun. But that ability is pretty garbage. Unless, I don't know, maybe if it hits, it's sick. But I am thoroughly disappointed by what I've just seen. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't seem like it did that much. I think it only had 6 shots too. Like, oh boy. One of the abilities of all time. I'm ready for CA to explain to me that that ability is totally balanced. And that there's no problem at all with how they balance spells and abilities. No problemo. They got everything handled, man. Youngling confirmed. I will say that the halberds are rather annoying to deal with. Obviously, we have many ogre charges here. Oh boy, there it is. There it is. It's back. It's back. And it's gone. For anyone who's worried about anti-large with ogres, by the way, one must remember that they do have anti-infantry. So they don't really care, as it turns out. As it turns out, as long as you still play the standard rules of war and get good cycle charges, good engagements, you'll be mostly fine. Ogres also really like resetting their charge bonus. And there is the 3rd capture point, so in case things get a little sus, we definitely have the time to potentially kite here. Powder guts are insane, by the way. Look at the stats. 52 melee defense. Base 50 melee attack. They're ludicrously strong. Gotta unblock with my ogres a little bit. I think that's one of my bad habits. But yeah, this is pretty dunzo. I was gonna just try and back cap, but that big surround on the knights is just really good. And I can dismember them with the power of magic. Oh crap, there it is. There's a lightning bolt. All right, I'm gonna Buna his chosen instead. That should get me a good amount of value. I think that's about 400 gold for the Buna. And then the shock damage will hopefully just full route them. We don't have to deal with them. More Iron Guts. I remember the good old days when Tzeentch was very weak to Iron Guts. Also, that was a very good final transmutation. Yeah, boy, got some value back. I'll give him that. Oh, jeez, and he's bombarding. All right. Did not hear no bell. Right on top of his chosen too. Now, we will be able to mostly evacuate from there. That does hurt my trading a little bit, though. And it does actually make it mildly sus. Now, it does kill his chosen in the end, so I guess it ain't too bad. But sketchiness has increased mildly. Oh, I can capture this point again, though. Ogres are a rush faction where if you play them smartly, they are quite terrifying. You can spam those point steals very nicely. Maybe I'll just remember these guys and chase them off. And then there's another storm. What's the cooldown on this? Wait, yo, it's a 60-second cooldown. Engaged in melee. Oh, I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. It's not getting a lot of value, but like I kind of see what he's what the strat is. So yeah, it's straight up meant to be spammed. It's not like a high DPS thing. You're supposed to spam it. I see. All right. Well, he got a really sick final transmutation, so I have to actually disengage a little bit here because it's a little sus. Thing about going melee builds is that you don't really trade super well. You don't really trade super duper well. Also, I stabilized his leadership by getting a charge. That worked pretty well. Yeah, so if your opponent gets a big play with magic or whatever, it can put you in a very bad spot. So you got to be a little careful. Melee attack boost will be hype. I've learned that it works quite well with units that don't have a lot of melee attack. Okay, we do have that point secured. His caster is getting bullied. And I guess we'll go for the chromatic aberrations. We'll just charge them up, rear charge these Chaos Warriors, and then I think we'll probably be okay. As long as he doesn't steal no points. As long as we're roughly evenly trading, it shouldn't be too bad. Screamers are oddly annoying to deal with though, I must admit. They've been, yeah, usually the unit is not especially strong. But in this game, they just kind of hang about. It's very hard to get anti-large on them. We should still be fine, though. It looks like our trading is, yeah, very even overall. Oh, there it is! Does this have a cast range? It doesn't have a cast range. It's on self. No wonder it's been missing. Oh, boy. Now, it's okay. It's actually kind of cool, right, to see the ability. But it really doesn't compare to like a Sartorial. Sartorial's just gonna be better on so many levels. And if you don't get the big bird, you put yourself in a real sketchy position. Can I just capture this? I think I can. The problem with halberds in the end is their speed. Blessed with a counter, cursed to never actually get into a fight. They're like slayers in that sense. Guess we'll dismember these guys. And yeah, in the end, he's still triple capped. And I can get the pigback riders back. Maybe some more bulls. I don't think this is a perfect representation of the matchup though, because usually you would have like a Sartorial or something, or like a Kairos just flying about, terror routing your guys, sniping your lord. I could see this being much harder. And I will probably take more Man-Eater pistols next time. Probably more Man-Eater pistols next time, I think. Oh, dang, I don't have the point cap? That's pretty crazy. All these guys don't have the point cap? It's because of the Noblars, isn't it? And then he has a few guys over here. Dang. All right, well, we'll get her eventually. Yeah, we got the one pistol, powder guts. Powder guts are amazing. Move and shoot. They have great in melee. Not too expensive at 1500. Very resistant to magic. That part definitely helps them out a lot. All right, there we go. Point is mine. Let's go. Another solid win for the ogres, but we're gonna be starting to face some scary players. Like I think Danican, if he's playing Cathay or something, he could actually cause a few issues. Grand Cathay is a really weird faction, man. It's almost like they're getting a minor resurgence. A lot of people are trying them out. And I think the current meta with them is the main tidy kind of Grand Cathay, where you go for a bunch of cheap guys, a bunch of halberds, and then you just kind of sit there. Your opponent will take the fight. It doesn't matter. You win so hard that they don't capture points. But like, you just sit on a point and build up. Now, I don't know how this works against a proper rush faction like ogres. And I'm pretty sure it just hard loses to kite, but I'm interested to see where it goes. Hopefully people don't bring it in the grand finals and wreck me with it. GG, well played, Parapoto. It was a nice match, but the ogres were a bit too much. We have defeated Tzeentch. His lord got 1k value. His caster got the 2k almost, which is where he wants to be. His halberds were okay, but they kind of got kited, so. His chosen halberds actually got quite a bit. I will probably want more shooting in the future. I think ogres can't win a melee fight if your opponent really wants to win it. And that's probably the big conundrum when it comes to these guys, right? They definitely feel strong, though. Like, when I'm doing my pick and bans for turns grand finals, ogres are going to be on my list. Pistol value? Oh, crap. I think I forgot to check. What counters Cathay? Like, I think, excuse me, most of the range factions should do really well against them. I think Empire is probably fine, and I think most of the dedicated rush factions should be able to beat them, like Khorne with Wrathmongers. The thing is, they can go a crazy air build. That seems to be a little scary. But I think any faction that can just man-tide into Cathay is probably okay. What's the total tavern stats on them? Grandest Cathay. They have a 48% win rate. Apparently they suck versus ogres, Slanesh, beastmen, Tomb Kings, Kislev, Chaos Demons, Dark Elves, Dwarves, Chaos Dwarves, Wood Elves. Yeah, they don't like getting shot. Cathay doesn't like getting shot. It seems like they actually do better against factions that are melee. You got Khorne, you got Lizardmen, Skaven. But, yeah, 14% win rate against ogres is bad. It's real bad. Even win rate versus Greenskins and Empire. Okay. Apparently they've been winning versus counts, huh? Everything counters Cathay. Apparently they have some teeth. Fairly even versus high elves. I could see that. Ooh, yo, Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning versus Grand Cathay or Chosen there. Yeah, that would have been hype. I was really worried about, like, Changebringers, though. So I had Buna. Basically, any faction is playable as long as they have 3 viable playstyles. I think even Skaven are playable with only 1 viable playstyle. It depends on what you mean by playable, though, right? Though technically people are banning Charix as Skaven in the grand finals. So who knows even. I will say people maining a faction will generally be better than someone countering them blindly. Because of the skill diff. If you practice a matchup day in, day out, you can win. You can win, although it's still kind of close. Like when I played against dwarves as Empire, it's a little sketchy. Sometimes we still get caught off guard. But I would say it's like a 50-50 for me. Yeah, the faction is playable if your name is Charix. He couldn't win with Skaven though. All right, I think he eventually got a win actually with Skaven in the tournament. I don't know if it was an SFT though. I think it wasn't. He might have gotten an SFT win by now though, but it's definitely not one of his Bane backbreak factions. Lizardmen. Charix is also one. I was thinking I would play Lizardmen today actually, but I really got to start practicing my main factions. There is a little bit of a Charix Lizardmen playstyle that I want to try. So like Ancient Salamanders and Umbral Tide, where you bring a bunch of melee, you hard defend the Umbral Tide, you go for the Croxagores, right? Maybe not that many. But you take a couple Croxagores and then you just shoot them to death. There's not a lot that can take constant peppering from these guys. But I think it's just a Charix thing. I'm pretty sure I'd be better off playing even High Elves. Double Salamander is cool though. I like the idea of a double Salamander against more infantry main tide factions and just kiting them. The real old schoolers were around before school. Child laborers. Dang. When did they stop that? Kind of recently, wasn't it? Kind of recently, I think. It depends on where we're talking to. Depends on where. Let's not dig into that, you know? Let's not on this stream. But yeah, I think Lizardmen, I'll leave it for Charix. The problem is, if I do face Charix in the finals and he whips out Lizardmen, I do actually need to know how to play as them. Or I need to know how to play as them to play against them, so. Yeah. I do think Salamander's hype though. 25 ammunition. Technically, one Salamander shot can take half HP off of an infantry unit. Technically. Okay, that's pretty nice. Nice. Dude, Trizik's helping out so much with the tournament. It makes things so much more relaxing. But yeah, next round we should be starting to face some scarier players. Troglodon, I've seen Charix make it look good. I always kind of wrote it off, but you can use it to snipe single entities because it has bonus versus large. It's basically like a bolt thrower with legs. Lizardman win rate would be so much higher if people didn't constantly try to go Shredder. Yo, Shredder's hype though. My Shredder builds were sick. And then you have Chameleon Skink Kite. I think they kind of have the same issue that High Elves do, where they don't have armor piercing kite. So like against a Corn, they just kind of have to tussle. But yeah, I think they have some teeth. Their cavalry's okay. So Cold One Spear Riders are 50 gold cheaper than the Dark Elf variant. They have Primal Instincts, which gives them physical resist. And these guys, what do they have really? Just some chevrons. Oh, and crazy charge bonus and murderous prowess. Technically less damage though. Bonus versus large 14. Predatory Fighter gives them a speed boost, but only if guys are routing, so it basically doesn't matter. There's also bonus versus large 14. So it's very close to the same unit if you don't count murderous prowess, which makes them okay. I don't think my mind is blown or anything. Shredder plus solar engine spam. Solar Engine's pretty hype. They nerfed it though. They did nerf the Solar Engine. It doesn't give as much vigor anymore. All right. Feral Cold Ones. I don't know how I feel about Feral Cold Ones. I see a lot of people take the unit. Let's compare them to Norscan Ice Wolves. So they are 100 gold cheaper, but they lose HP for the price. They are armor piercing, 34 armor piercing, but they don't have the charge bonus to actually land hits. They don't have a slow, they're 70 speed, and they rampage with no missile resist. I guess they have predatory fighter, which will increase their melee attack, but the leadership is -10. Considering that Norscan Ice Wolves are like S- tier, I would say Feral Cold Ones are A at best. I don't think they're that good. They also don't have Strider, bro. Dude, Norscan Ice Wolves take these guys out back, man. Look at this. Norscan Ice Wolves are so much better. The only thing they're lacking is the AP, but I think Feral Cold Ones are way worse. A lot because of the rampage and the leadership. Is there another unit at this range that we can compare them with? There's very few units that are like Ice Wolves or Cold Ones. I guess War Lions, but they're more expensive. Okay, how do War Lions compare to Feral Cold Ones? HP and leadership difference? Okay, leadership is actually the same. They still have less HP, which makes them easier to route. They do have armor. Okay. So you can kind of treat them like War Lions at Rampage, I guess. I guess it's not that bad. I guess. Okay, so they're like War Lion tier. So I'd say like probably like a B unit. B tier, B plus tier. I think in a world where you already have Spear Riders, Feral Cold Ones are kind of just a unit that you take instead of Cold One Riders. Cold One Riders really don't have that much going for them outside of that leadership boost. In fact, Cold One Riders are actually quite similar to War Lions, except they lack speed. I think the speed diff is way too big for basically the same unit. Yeah. So you'd rather have an expendable unit instead. Round 4 has begun. And we're up against Danican. Hell yeah. He has a new profile picture. Oh, nice. Yo, yo. I'm Ogres. I think Danican watched... what was it? The singing vampire, singing demon slayer thing. What was it? K-pop demon slayer movie. I heard the animation's very good. Greenskins. Ooh, all right. A lot of people have said ogres are just a better greenskins. Today we put this to the test. K-pop demon hunters. Dang it. Demon Slayer's an anime, right? All right. Just sending some adminning to Trizik. Thank you again. And Dust Bowl is banned. Let's play Chateau. Alright. Alrighty, here we go. Can we defeat the Danican? Greenskins, eh? Do Greenskins have a way to kill lead belchers? I guess they just rush them, right? They just rush them. I'm interested to see what he has against a build like this, though. Will he have the correct magic? What's he gonna do? What's his lord gonna be? Should I take Greasus? No. Yeah, they have very mid artillery for lead belchers. Greenskins don't really do that very well. What do I want, though? Do I want to just overcast the maw on some archers and just delete them? That seems like a bad play. Is Bone Crusher worth? Costs as much as Burning Head, does way more damage, but the damage is very localized. I could take Wind Blast. Classic. I don't think there's a lot that Greenskins will bring that I want to Wind Blast, though. Especially their loose formations, kind of awkward. I could also take Flock of Doom or Transformation of Kadon. Transformation of Kadon's actually kind of hype. Maybe I do want that. Maybe I do. Goblins with wings are great artillery. Man, they used to be such a menace in Warhammer 2. I don't know how they fell off so hard. It is strange to live in a world without them. Alright, but is there anything Danican can do against this? Orc Boar Boy Banes. How much do I have to worry about Boar Boys? Do I take a giant? Do I take a giant? That'd be kind of funny. Do I take a Stonehorn? Bring back the old meta? Maybe I do. Stonehorns surely are still very strong, right? I don't even think I need a Thunder Tusk, really. I just need something to bully endless numbers of infantry. Do Gorges cause terror? No, that's Morn goals. What else do I want against the Green Boys? I guess I have to worry about cavalry a little bit. Maybe I'm disrespecting the Greenskins a little too much. But I'm not gonna lie when I say that I am not particularly worried about facing them. This is Danican though, so I would expect he's gonna kite, ain't he? Mad Lad is definitely gonna bring in like the skirms and just super kite. The odds are likely indeed. So yeah, I just have to be a little careful about that and I should be fine. Definitely want these guys. Do I need anything else in this build? A lead belcher. An iron blaster. A giant? Do I need blood vultures? I'm pretty sure blood vultures are not a good unit. I've never been particularly impressed by them, but against Greenskins, I'll give it a hard maybe. May need a great weapons. In case he brings spiders. Oh wait, crap, map. The map! Chateau. Rock Fort. There we go. All right, let's do it. I'm ready. This is my first time facing Dandakan in a while. He wasn't showing up in my tournament for a bit. But yeah, I think we'll be okay. He could use an Here We Go to make his cavalry very scary against my ogres. I would be a little fearful of a mass rout, but pigback riders are just so strong. I'm not going for any crazy cheese. I just have a Manticore summon. I have a ludicrous number of pigback riders. I have a ludicrous number of ogres. What's not to love? This is very standard ogre play. In theory, this should be very easy for me. This would definitely, if we lose this, it will be a very enlightening experience on how to deal with ogres, because I really don't know what you're supposed to do as Greenskins here. Hopefully I don't misplay as the ogres. That would kind of ruin my learning potential. But look at that. I brought a Stonehorn. So what makes a Stonehorn good? If he brings a big gun, that would be insane. But yeah, if he has a ton of infantry, I bring the Stonehorn. If he has a bunch of big SEs, I bring the Man-Eaters. And if he's not rushing me and he has too many archers, I take Lead Belchers. In theory, that's enough. I just have to not take a ludicrous fight here. Also, dang, this map's kind of huge. Never noticed how far the cap points are on this map. Remember that dude in your chat that was like, Dandakan retired? Oh yeah, I think I do. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Charix, though, seems like he's been gone for a while. Oh, okay, Night Goblin. Very meta. Stone Trolls. Alright. Now, I do have Sources of Terror. Stone Trolls are quite resistant to the shooting, though. Some Gobble Spears, alright. He's gonna have to deal with Man-Eaters from the get-go, though. And Forest Spiders are not the scariest thing. We're gonna blast him. Now, how fearful am I of him just rushing me? I think we're not that fearful, but I probably don't want to take more than these guys because he doesn't really have archers, does he? Yeah, no archers is a pretty good sign for me. So just gonna shoot the Spider Rider Gobos real quick. Let's get him out of here. Did I missed. What am I doing?
Keep it from the foe.
A little bit of a whiff, but I think we're still okay. Now, what's his magic, though? What's your magic? Are you gonna hit me up with the trolls, maybe? Do I want a big Thunder Tusk? Do you want to maybe try and catch his Lord with the Manticore summon? I don't know. His trolls are a little annoying. I want to capture this point and then probably just pull back immediately after. We're getting in a little bit of a scuffle here. But pigback riders should definitely uptrade versus trolls. That's not a big deal. I'm just gonna send him in. I just have to make sure I don't get too overzealous here and we'll be okay. I think it is worth just chucking out a Manticore too, to maybe bully his Lord just a bit. I think he's gonna want to get that Tormentor Sword out as soon as he can. But yeah, we're just gonna back it up. I got a capture point and we're trading with our pigback riders. That's all I could really wish for. Manticore is in. And he does have a couple archers, so that means I can afford to get at least one Lead Belcher here, no problemo. We'll just keep backing it up. Manticore is in. He's popping off. He's doing great. Should be a decent Flock of Doom. As long as we keep peppering him here, I think we're doing okay. I do lose one of my units, but... is he gonna rush me if I take a second Lead Belcher? I don't think he will. Especially since we already have the 2 capture points. He's playing relatively safe here. I don't think he's gonna rush me. I could be completely wrong. But with a double Lead Belcher action, We're about to start blasting them. Oh, he did bring goblin spears. Okay. Didn't expect that, actually. But yeah, I think we're okay. We can play very safe here. We stall the capture points a bit. I only lost one gobbo. One pigback rider. That's 400 gold. For the tickets we gained from that, I think it's still a fairly good tradesies. One important thing to note, he actually doesn't have a lot that can deal with the stone horn, so I think we bring that in now. Getting in the old meta. Sneaky stabbing though, with the poking tusk mob. A little terrifying. But I can just chase it off. And now the painful part starts. So how does he deal with the lead belchers and the stone horn? He has to capture points, but he's gonna have to get to like a triple cap situation if he actually wants to get this done, right? The lead belchers are just gonna pop off for a little while. And the stone horn should be another big threat here that really gives him a tough time. Now, he does get a pretty nice little bit of deeps here. And there's actually not a whole lot I can do to salvage that situation. But I still have lead belchers, right? I still have lead belchers. I still have the man-eater pistols. Is he going for it? It looks like he's actually going for it. Okay. So we'll pull back with these guys. Swap in our melee dudes. Get a little bit of retreating. And this is where going too wide should be pretty bad for him, as the stone horns will definitely be getting a lot of value here. Stone horn's completely uncontested, man. And I can just go for the far point. I don't care. Far point is totally fine by me. Stone Troll's getting slowed is a massive, massive rough time for him. And I should be able to recapture this fairly quickly with the guys we have here. The body blockers are here. Those trolls should rout very soon. I will actually just send a manticore on them. A little bit of a blob fight here. We don't want that. I'll just pull away. I should be faster. Leaving maybe just one ogre unit in there to keep it safe. But as long as the lead belchers live, I think we're okay. Manticore is in. Just have to be a little careful with my lord, I think. Value trading's a little sus though. Getting the capture point is nice, and that'll buy me a lot of time. I don't need to go for the next capture point, by the way. We're already playing in our backfield. I just need to focus on up trading and we'll goodies. Seems like this fight is going well enough, so I'll just stick there. Does get a pretty nasty rampage though. And he has cavalry coming in. Little sketch actually. We'll slow him though. That should deal with them fairly nicely. And then we get a massive flock of doom over there. And I still have lead belchers. That's the biggest thing. As long as we can maintain them, we're goodies. And he's about to get a stone horn right in the back. That's going to be ultra painful, as his boys just don't have any form of real leadership boosting outside of encouragement aura. And that might be the beginning of the end. The cops are coming. This massacre is a little too painful. Yo, Stonehorn, man. This is the great thing about ogres. They can actually go old meta. They can whip out the old meta and they'll still do totally fine. They just don't care, right? I don't know if he was expecting the Stonehorn. I think a lot of people do still go for the Stonehorn, by the way. It's not like I'm breaking crazy new ground or anything. But man, was it effective. Man, was it awfully effective, and me capturing that side point is definitely gonna help me out here in tickets. All right, I just have to close this out. We just have to close it out well enough. Just got to get a few routes here. These boys are having a rough time. One of the lead belchers is a little occupied. And the Stonehorn, it's a little occupied too. Far right flank was a little bit of a sketchy engagement also. I do still think we're up trading. But this isn't going as well as I could have hoped. It seems like he's just going to run out of forces though, right? It seems like that's kind of the direction that the game is going. He's going to run out of forces before he wins on tickets, and then it's going to be a loss. With the Stonehorn at such high HP, there's just no way, right? Okay, nice. That's a good route. Nice. All right, so we'll just pile into there. Looks like this fight's going well. I'm not going to use this ability. I want to get my heal off. And it should just be solid, like, late game Ogre Bowl spam for the win, right? Just have to deal with these darn cavalry units that keep coming back. Thank goodness for that one capture point, by the way. I can't overstate it. It is hard carrying right now. Oh, Lord might actually get sniped too. If he snipes my Lord, that would be a very strong play from Dandelion. He's microing his cav great. Battle's not over yet. Oh my god, he routed my Lord? How did you do that? What'd you do over there, my good sir? The Dandelion. It's been too long since I played against this guy. A spooky player indeed. We're gonna need to get the Stonehorn in to save my Lord here. Oh my gosh, he's actually gonna catch my my boys, maybe? Gotta get the lead belcher safe. I might have summoned one too many lead belchers, admittedly. Lord is running for the hills now. He should be able to rally though, right? He should be able to rally. I think he will. His leadership's decently high. I don't like that the skirmishers are so close by though. And his trolls actually did hold surprisingly well. He bought a giant. Okay, all right, Danacan. So he brought a giant in. Terrifying. Now I think we're gonna have to go for some flank caps, because while the trading's going okay, it's still a little sus. Especially if he takes this point. I think the trading is fine. I'm just really worried about yeah, I'm really worried about that giant business. I don't think I really need the heal either. Lord should be fine. But we're gonna have to actually secure some points right now. And probably just play keep away from the giant. I think if we do that, I should be okay. Some forest goblin spider riders are not an issue. And he does capture the point, but we're on our way to recapturing, so I think we're okay. I think we're okay, though it's definitely a little, like, it's a little sketchy, right? His backline dive on my lead belchers was quite exquisite. The giant will be able to steal the point. I do still have a Stonehorn though, and we will be able to break the triple cap. I just got to take this middle point because the giant can only be in one place at a time. It's gonna be close though. It's gonna be terribly close, unfortunately. Danacan, the beast. What a beast of a player. Look at those forest goblin spiders coming on in. I should be able to take the middle though, right? It's quite undermanned. Ooh, just barely out of range. Just barely out of range. But the giant's out of position now. That's all that matters to me. We have it completely and utterly out of position. I'll have my point. There we go. Have any lost units that are idling? No. That's pretty good. Yeah, giant's super out of position now. Okay. And we got a flock of doom. Overcast damage hurts a little bit, but we're still okay. Just gotta play keep away from the giant. He does have some yeah, he does have some boys in there catching my guys. But I guess a double cap is good. Do we win though? I think we barely don't. I think we barely don't win on this 2-cap. Terrifying. Now I will be able to chase this guy off. He's not a big deal. The bigger deal is actually, yeah, closing out the game. Now I can take a lead belcher, and as long as he doesn't get a lot of cav here, the lead belcher should be okay. He did catch my little force here though, which means trading is going to be a lot more sus all of a sudden. And I am completely and utterly out of magic. Not exactly the most comfortable position. Saber Tusks won't be able to get that pick. But we will get some Orc Boar Boys for my trouble. I just have to make a lot of use off of this Stonehorn, and we'll be able to pull it back. Stonehorn's gonna have to cook, though. Maybe we'll recharge the Swamp Things or something or other here. Giant's desperately trying to get into the fight and be useful. So is my big beastie here. My Lord, too. I think he wants to try and go for a Lord Snipe. But if I pull him through, I'll be relatively safe. I'll just pull him through and run with him. He'll be okay. Middle point should be mine, actually, very soon. Based on how this is going. I don't know how much magic he has left or anything. But my Lord is okay. I got the, I got the Pigback Riders on his stuff over there. And as soon as we capture this point, I should be all right. Lord's gonna have to book it, though. I have to make sure he doesn't steal a point back anytime soon. But I just have to hold this for like half a second, and then we win on a 2-cap. I just have to hold for like half a second here. The Giant, I think, might have done him in. If he had more cavalry, it would have actually been much better. But now it's kind of sketchy. And my Lord is fast. He's playing keep away great. Very nice. Very nice. Although I did not defend my backfield exceptionally, and many of my lead belchers died, the power of the ogres to recapture and steal points is simply a phenomenon that cannot be contested. They are so incredibly good at resecuring points in the late game that yeah, it's gonna get us a win. We got the melee belchers. Yeah, I brought them in for the capture. I sent them straight into melee because I know that I don't actually have to uptrade much anymore. I just have to have the point. And now we definitely win on a 2-cap. So I'll just run away with my Lord to make sure we don't get a -16 or anything crazy like that. Saber Tusks win versus the Forest Goblin Spiders. Ooh, what a match, though. Danican knows how to make it close. Look at this guy. Danican is spooky. He even recaptures this point. But it shall not be enough. I have a Stonehorn and I just have to sit on 2. That's as comfortable as it gets. We actually have more tickets than my opponent now. And he taps out. Thank goodness. Game number 600. Showing that indeed ogres are probably a better Greenskins. I think we both played it fairly well. I drew him into my backfield. His stone trolls were surprisingly hardy, though. But I got a great pick on his Rugloods and just deleted them. I liked his use of magic. That was pretty cool. Especially for how cheap the caster was. And his Lord was very slippery. He played it very well. Excuse me. Lead belchers did pay for themselves, though he did catch the main eaters. I do really think the Giant, though, was what threw it. His cavalry was pretty spooky. Saber Tusks were really nice, though. I really like Saber Tusks. They're amazing. Very nice. So that was ogres versus greenskins. Ogres win. GG, well played. Whew. I think if I were to play it differently, I would not take so many lead belchers. Other than that, I think the build was pretty nice. The Stonehorn was exactly what I needed, by the way. Stonehorn as a terror routing tool to punish him, you know, his flanks for not having a tool to defeat it, was perfect. Man, did he keep those stone trolls alive and well, though. The stone trolls, man. So hard to kill. Super hard to kill. Map was also favoring me, too. Huh. Yeah, maybe a melee unit instead of a lead belcher that I sent into melee. Could help. Could help. Nail biter. But yeah, I want to do this right. I should be aiming for a near 100% win rate when I'm tryharding. So I think we will probably revisit Empire and see if we can get a 100% win rate with them. You see Scrambled Stone Troll Goblin mashup the other day? I think I did. That was in Turns tournament, right? It's nice seeing trolls getting sprinkled around. We'll see if the longevity stays, though. I don't think we've actually had trolls be like hard meta for a long time. But using trolls and then defending them with cavalry so they don't rout seems like a fairly good play. Flinger Spider does not counter Belchers as far as I know. I think the lead Belchers would just shoot it to death. It's a very standard Ogre's build, by the way. If I had gone Iron Blaster, by the way, he would have captured all the points. And I would not have enough DPS to win. I think Iron Blaster is a little memey. Because it lacks DPS. You can almost take 2 Lead Belchers for the same price. I didn't feel like I needed Blood Vultures either. I think Saber Tusks are just significantly better than Blood Vultures. Like, I'll just YOLO Saber Tusks in and desummon them instead of bringing these guys in. They don't have AP. They don't have the weapon strength. The speed is the same and the stats are basically the same. Yeah, just take Saber Tusks. More guns. I would love to go a heavy gun build. But you saw 1 Maneater and 2 Lead Belchers is already pushing me to the limits. But Saber Tusks have 70 weapon strength though. That's really high. They actually don't have that much AP though. Something to keep in mind. Hui. Alright, so Adam TM, Stallion, Parapoto, and Pontum's Claw. Let's see here. Waiting on them. Adam TM, Stallion. I think we can probably... Yeah, okay. So everyone who can be in tiebreakers is in tiebreakers. Let's see here. Oh, wait, no. MV and Forex. I think after losing to me, MV is actually coming back. MV got a... no, they did lose a round. Okay. I think they have too many points. Okay, so we can just get started. It's top 4. Tiebreaker time. Tiebreakers are... left is top bracket. So this is... how many people do we have? 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So I am the only one who doesn't have to play a tiebreaker. How relaxing. At Danican versus at Abdel. Mr. Razak. We got Navigator. Oh, Navigator's playing today. I'm surprised I didn't run into these guys. Versus at Joni. And we have at Sipa versus at Pizu. All right. I'll cast this one. All right. Lobby code, please. So we got some big names. I think based off of the standings, it's most likely that we'll see Danican, Navigator, and Sipa be our opponents. Spooky, spooky. Sipa's playing Nurgle. Made it to tiebreakers with Nurgle? You kidding me? Danican, as we saw, is playing Greenskins, and Navigator's playing Wood Elves. I would really like to try my Ogres into Wood Elves. That's a matchup I want to practice. Redeem 15 squats. Thank you. I'll get her done. All right. Squat time it is. And then we're gonna wait for the thingamajig. Who else? Who else was it? Pizu. Okay, yeah. We're casting Sipa versus Pizu. Lobby code, please. You're in tiebreakers. I need spec slot. Alright. 15 squats, you say? I can do that. I'm so tired though. 1. Yeah, I think the spider flinger, I'm pretty sure it just gets shot to death, right? You can also dodge it. I don't know. It's never really seemed like a great unit even versus infantry, so I doubt it would do well versus lead belchers. It has a longer range than belchers. Yeah, I think it would just be dodgeable. Squat King, here we go. Yep. Remember, guys, if you game a lot, it's better to not be sedentary. I want to live long so I can play Warhammer for many years. Many years to come. Alright, that's 10. I've been trying to improve my cardio a little bit. With a little bit of on-the-spot running. I'm gonna need to actually do some proper runs, though, for cardio in the future. Alright, there's a lobby code. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, alright, 5. Oh, alright. Jeez, 15 is always on the upper bound of what I can do. Alright, let's spectate. Here we go. Alright. What do we got? Got a compact treadmill? Oh, hell yeah. I have a gym, though. Like, I can just go to the gym, you know? Always happy to keep Ent living longer. The squats probably do actually help a lot. Alright. Now I'll wait. I'm gonna eat a chocolate to make up for all the energy I spent. Ooh, Nurgle versus Tomb Kings? Hell yeah. You know, Nurgle used to be good against ogres on launch. So maybe Sipa beats us. The only people you see running are old people. Therefore, running makes you live until you're old. Yes, I think this is perfect logic. Dude, I love that. This fitness streamer is pretty good at Total War. Right now, are we going to see Nurgle clutch it? I would say Nurgle is probably not favored into Tomb Kings. This is Pizu, by the way. Pizu's a fairly strong player. I think Sipa's scarier, but Pizu can be a little spooky. We'll see. I feel like Ushapti just delete Nurgle though. So the only thing I think Nurgle can safely take is a Mantide. And I think Tomb Kings do better in a Mantide. We'll see though. Can Nurgle win any matchup? Okay, wait. Let me check the win rate. Nurgle. So technically, Nurgle has a higher win rate than Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings are bottom win rate. Nurgle's second lowest. And as it stands, Nurgle's best matchup is against Tomb Kings. So he literally could not have gone a better opponent. See what that is. At a 77% chance to win. This is apparently extraordinarily Nurgle favored. Now, that's pretty crazy. So does Nurgle Mantide just crush it? I guess maybe Constructs. Maybe Constructs just die, I guess. This is Constructs? They just can't you just go like Ushapti Skeletons? I guess Nurgle's pretty grindy. I'm honestly a little surprised though. This is Nurgle's best matchup. It's better than Skaven. Skaven is their second best win rate though. And then after that's Greenskins, really? Apparently they do quite well versus Empire, which kind of makes sense. Is Nurgle actually OP? Are we gonna see Nurgle in the grand finals? Is Conquest and Land Battle competitive multiplayer dead? Depends on what you mean by dead. That's like, I don't know. It's like... I don't have a good example. It really depends on what you mean by dead though, right? I would say by my definition, it's not dead. Because I think if you can regularly get games and find people to play against, right? It's pretty fine. Like for me, I'm like, I can host a tournament 1 hour from now and like we'll probably get a healthy amount of signups, enough to play games. You'll see a lot of the same people, but I don't think that means I don't think it means the scene is dead per se. It's definitely not large. It's a very niche scene. And comparing it to Warhammer 2, I would say it is slightly larger than the peak of Warhammer 2 currently. Or maybe slightly smaller. It kind of fluctuates depending. For Conquest, I don't know though. Oh, you're talking about Conquest. You're not talking about the whole thing. For Conquest and Land Battle, people are playing. I don't think it's dead, but it's even more niche. But people do host, I think, at least once a week. So Land Battle, I would say, is smaller than Warhammer 2, but still going as far as I can tell. Has to be 500 players or less and no longer have dev support. Technically, we do still have dev support, as bad as it is. And the player base is... I don't know if it gets to 500. Because I don't interact with new players very often. So there are a lot of new players. Are we talking 500 active? I think it's not big enough to have like a ranked matchmaking feature. You would definitely need more players for ranked matchmaking. And for Land Battle, definitely. Also, that was a Spirit Leecher. Okay. And we have Pizu with Cetra, the Imperishable. Still running the Incantation of Vengeance post-nerf. Still running Jaffs. See, it really got a buff spells. I'm not gonna get too into it, but seriously, man. People are still running this stuff. You're gonna have to nerf damage spells into oblivion for people to stop taking them. I'm telling you. But yeah, it's a fairly small Nurgle army. We actually have some toads. That's fun. Just normal plague toads against a bunch of spears. So in theory, the spears kill the toads. You shop to kill the Forsaken. In theory, the Forsaken kill the spears. The toads kill the spears. And then the Pestigors, I guess, kill the Ushopti. I guess the Ushopti should crush it, right? Why are you not playing? This is the tiebreaker. And because your boy's playing Ogre Kingdoms and got a 100% win rate, I don't have to play tiebreakers. We had enough of a score where we are chilling. Now, big dive in on the Ushopti. He doesn't want his toads to get bullied. Pizu says, not today, good sir. I'm not gonna let you barge into my house without at least taking a cat to the face. Sipa says I'm ready for that. Spirit leeches Cetra, and he's a little spooked. Cetra with the fear, disengaging, summons in the Necropolis Knights with the Overcast Jafts to give him bonus versus large, and they whiff entirely. Unfortunately, Necropolis Knights are not the best, but in this case, they still are anti-large armor piercing. They could probably put some hurt on the hero squad, but man, did Cetra take a little bit of damage. Already down about a third of his HP. However, oh, he doesn't get Realm of Souls, huh? It's just the infantry. Never mind. He'll have to heal casting spells instead. Restless Dead will give him a 1.4% HP per spell cast. If the game goes on super long, he will heal up. But I think with the Constant Spirit leeching, he'll probably get down to the point where he's not very usable. And that's a pretty nice win condition for Nurgle. You kind of need Cetra for infantry clear, because Ushopti just don't really do the job. In fact, they're kind of even struggling against the toads. That's not too pretty. Though they are paying for themselves. On the far side, Nurgle is taking a pretty strong fight. It seems like Nurgle is just a better grindy faction. Nurgle does very well against slow grind factions. They do well against Tomb Kings. They do well against Coast even. Or maybe only okay against Coast. But they do very well against Vampire counts. Nurgle is a faction that really beats this kind of playstyle. Another Spirit Leech on Cetra. Honestly, I think the build's pretty cool. Ushopti even getting a little overextended too, using Nurglings also. Looks like he wants to start putting time pressure on the Tomb Kings. But I'd be a little worried about how much value these Necropolis Knights are getting. Already 900 gold value. They are on their way to paying for themselves, unless there's an absolute disaster. And if they keep bullying these SCs, I think Nurgle could potentially suffer. Because Cetra's not dead yet. He didn't hear no bell. Half HP Cetra is still 5,000 HP. That's more HP than the full HP Nurgle Sorcerer. Although he's trying to break that balance by charging Cetra. But the SCs are really getting shut down. Look at Kaizek. He's just sitting on top of spears. He doesn't have that much mass, so he's getting a little bullied right now. And by shutting him down, the Tomb Kings are getting value. Just by him not bullying Cetra, it allows Cetra to have fun and romp around and get value. And the Tomb Kings have also captured a point on the far side. So realistically speaking, they only have to do one more thing, and that's going to be value trading. Now, you can't trust the gold damage value. Doesn't take into account healing, and it's often slightly off. So we'll see how it goes. As it stands, though, just taking stock of the battlefield, it looks like Tomb Kings might have a slight advantage in terms of units, disadvantage in terms of single entities. If Cetra goes down, Kaizek and the Lord will be able to have full control over the map. And it looks like that's what they're planning to do. Cetra getting Spirit Leeched. Kaizek just standing beside him, taunting him, only to get attacked in the face. But Cetra's getting a little low. Now, HP bars are a little bit weird. It shows that Cetra has basically no HP, but he does still have 1,600. He's not dead yet. But I think one more engagement might get him dangerously close to the crumble zone. That would be bad. Ushapti 2 are kind of doing nothing. They have paid for themselves now. But they also don't really have a lot of targets. Here's the thing though. The only thing stopping these Ushapti from getting shut down is the hero squad. Okay, Tzeentch does manage to disengage. Kai'Zek is bogged down by the cavalry. But if the Ushapti go down, it's pretty rough. The Necropolis Knights died to, I don't even know what. I guess Furies. I don't know how they died so bad. I think the Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes probably killed them while I wasn't looking. That's pretty bad. Tzeentch's bodyguard is now dead. He's an exposed fish. Out of water. Gasping for air. But there's a lot of time to spare. We're 6 minutes in, but the players have gone pretty hard for capturing the points. And it's quite even. Ouch. Overcast, though. Tzeentch loses about 400 HP because of that. He heals some of it back because of Restless Dead, but not the most comfortable feeling. That's a sign of desperation. Pizu is making risky plays overcasting magic to try and get a value lead. Maybe he doesn't plan on re-engaging with Tzeentch. But it's definitely looking like it's swinging into Nurgle's favor. Because you gotta remember, Kai'Zek got the regeneration going. This guy just overcast. Blew up a little bit, but he gets the cast on the Tzeentch. Now Spirit Leech does about 700 damage, so Tzeentch's gonna live. But if he crumbles, it's gonna be a little sus. He does not serve though. His leadership's doing good. There's a faint amount of red left in his HP bar. He casts a spell, heals back 100 HP. But I don't know if the Tomb Kings actually have enough units here to win the fight. They're constantly getting bogged down by these heroes now. And if your cavalry's on the heroes, who's gonna be helping the cav? You only have one unit of Ushapti. They're just asking to get rear charged by the Marauder Horsemen. Yeah, this is looking a little sus. Looks like Nurgle's just barely coming out on top. But the problem is, we're only in the mid game. So Nurgle actually has a lot more time to slowly make use of their value lead. And Tomb Kings are gonna have to make a big play to come back. Flank charge on the cavalry is gonna be even worse for Tomb Kings, but oh, okay, here we go, Skeleton Horsemen. If they can catch some Marauder Horsemen here, that's good. Maybe the Ushapti can hold here. But there's a big issue. Single entities are very cost efficient. They might not do a lot of damage, but Kai'Zek can just sit here and attack for the entire game, giving leadership penalties from rear charging, giving leadership to his own units. He's just a slow value get. Same with the Lord, same with the caster. And if they're constantly grinding value, Tomb Kings are really gonna have to make big plays to come back. And a Fury charging into Skeleton Horsemen, at best, Tomb Kings only evenly trade here. That's not what they need. They need a big play. Tzeentch has healed up a little bit though. A couple more spells and maybe he will not die to one Spirit Leech. You can see this guy's itching to leech Tzeentch. And you know what? Okay, he actually did kill the Furies for a pretty good discount. But there we go. Spirit Leech on Tzeentch. Will it be enough? His leadership's at 10. Does he serve? Does he serve? He's at 10. Holy moly. Tzeentch actually doesn't care about anything. He's debilitated. He's wounded. He's slowed. He's tired. But is he gonna crumble to dust? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Tzeentch does not serve. 236 HP, more than enough. Tzeentch says. Now, Tomb Kings are still dead though, unless they can really pull it back. Like, I don't think the Ushapti can kill these heroes. This hero squad is just indestructible, right? And Nurgle's just gonna keep summoning in mass. So that means no mobility or mass play will actually do anything. If it was just infantry, maybe you can kill them with chariots. And I guess like Tzeentch lives, but like they don't even need to kill Tzeentch. He just wants to have a field day with his hero squad. And look at that. It's a little bit too much. Tomb Kings are dead. Tomb Kings are mega dead. Although the points are still really close. Okay, you know what? Non-zero chance. Tomb Kings have this point. They steal this point over here. Citra's retired now. He might die to another Spirit Leech soon. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe? Maybe there's something, maybe there's a play? Navigator's Wood Elves, by the way. Let's play, Imp Road. Actually, no, not Imperial Road. Let's play, now, Darkwood's also kind of rough. Imp Road. Also, I think Tzeentch just died. I was messaging my opponent. Because this game's pretty done. I don't know if he crumbled or got Spirit Leech. This guy's happy, though. Look at him trotting around with his 1,500 value. Tzeentch may not serve, but he does die. Spirit Leech with life leeching. Very good combo. It's 6 winds of magic per cast, so you can get well over 10 Spirit Leeches. Over the course of the game, you're dealing about, like, you know, 7,000 plus damage. Could probably get up to, like, the 8,000 range. Does take a long time, but this was a long game. And with the last capture point taken, the Tomb Kings now have nothing. How can a mummy get wounded? Like, you know, I think his bones are literally broken. You know, the construct he's riding on is like flaking off, I guess. Like 10% HP is like you're on your last legs, right? It's not like Tzeentch fighting super hard at full throttle and then suddenly when he hits 0 HP he's like, oh geez, I guess I'm dead now. It just like falls apart. So I think it makes sense. Mega value in all the SEs. And after Tzeentch was gone, Tzeentch was kind of the win condition. Nurgle won. They kind of just tanked the Ushabti by not bringing anything expensive. Yeah, I think that was basically Nurgle's play. They just didn't bring anything expensive. The Acropolis Knights were okay, but nothing too crazy. This does lead us into our semi-final match, though, against Navigator. I will be playing Ogres versus the Wood Elves. We're on Imperial Road. This will be interesting. I don't really know how I want to play this matchup. Wood Elves do have some pretty nasty Lord Snipe, don't they? Now, technically, I outrange them with Lead Belchers. Technically, I get them with the Lead Belchers. It ain't that good, though. The Sisters of Twilight poking away at my powder guts. I don't know, man. Bro. What am I supposed to do versus Wood Elves? They have AP spears, man. Is this a matchup where Blood Vultures are good? Or Three-Way Watchers good here? Maybe. Wood Elves can basically pick and choose whatever unit they want to snipe and then snipe them. That's how they do. They can skirmish. They can shoot you up. Orion. Orion's a little spicy. He's kind of asking to get shot to death. And his range ain't that good. But yeah, I think there's a few ways you can do it. Wood Elves are fairly good on the recapture. So I do have to up trade. Is the problem. Magic wise, I guess I have. I don't know, man. What am I supposed to do versus Wood Elves? Okay, I guess that's okay. I guess that's okay. I think you almost have to bring Lead Belchers. because if you don't, they can just archer max you. Alternatively, you just go full main tide. Just full muscular main tide. Artillery maybe. It doesn't really do that much damage. And it can be sniped by arrows of Kurnos. But if you go mega main tide and then just rush them, it's not the end of the world. I do think their cavalry are mildly problematic. Are Gorgers good? They are unbreakable. Is he gonna have a dragon maybe? This is a Twilight on a dragon perhaps? Bring mass mobility? What mass mobility? I just go Saber Tusk packs and Blood Vultures. Yeah, I think I kind of have to go like ultra wide here. I think that's the only thing that makes sense. Now, okay, this is kind of weird tricksy trap that I got going, but I think it is actually quite good in this situation in particular. Wood Elf Cavalry is strong, but not undefeatable. They don't have a lot of armor, and any ogre charge will put them into place. What if he goes Darthu? What if he gets a Darthu blob? Okay, I think I'll be okay versus a Darthu blob. That shouldn't be a big deal. I think the biggest thing is just making sure the lead belchers don't get caught out like in the game against Danican. If I do that, I'll be relatively okay. Gorgers could be really funny, but I'm pretty sure they just get murdered by a wild rider. Like, I'd rather just have more bulls. They can also get shot to death because they have no armor. They don't really have HP. I don't think Gorgers are the solution here. I think what I have going right now is okay. So we're gonna lock it in. We're gonna see if we have the sick plays to defeat the Wood Elves. This one's gonna be quite the match though. Navigator's a strong Wood Elf player. I do not play ogres very much, but maybe if I play really well, micro well, will be good. Could jump a range unit when they least expect it. The stealth on the Gorgers isn't as good as smoke bombs. They'll just get spotted. Joined in for a fun matchup. Attack Speed Enjoyer, what's up, man? Was this ogre favored or Wood Elf favored? I really don't remember. I'm pretty sure this is ogre favored, but I feel very uncomfortable going into this matchup. I think it's a different play style than what I'm used to. What about Dark Elves? What about Dark Elves? I forget what I was talking about. Hey, Renataki, what's up? Yo, we got a lot of tournament players in here today. What's up, man? We're here facing off against the Navigator. Is Lead Belcher favored? You think they run out of DACA for the Lead Belchers? I think that makes the most sense to me. When you don't have cannons and you only have arrows of Kurnos, I could see that. We'll see though. My build's kind of main tidy. Oh my gosh, the prime stuff. Thank you so much, Taxby. It helps a lot. Really does. I did bring Noblar Trappers this game, so I'm thinking, right, hear me out. Trappers are pretty annoying to deal with, and they have the little trap ability which slows units. I think that'll make it harder for him to contest this point and potentially flank me. Got a lot of shielded ogres. I have my caster. And the caster is actually kind of bait, so he's as cheap as possible. Literally only has Flock of Doom, nothing else. So the idea here is he spends all his time trying to kill off this guy. All his arrows of Kurnos, everything. Oh my gosh, Scorn Torrent, thank you so much. Much appreciated, good sir. But yeah, I'm thinking he spends so much DACA on this guy that he runs out of DACA for my reserve lead belchers. I have 3 lead belchers in reserve, and if he spams Arrows of Kernus on him, we're rolling. And this guy's not dying. Golg, he has Bugmans. XXX times 2. We lurk. Are you scouting me out? Are you scouting me out? You steal my builds? Nobody steals my builds. My builds are crazy. I think people copy my builds like 25% of the time. I also don't have a problem with it. It's such an ego boost when people use my my builds and playstyles. But yeah, come on, just Arrows of Kurnos this guy. He costs 650. You wouldn't Arrows of Kurnos an Ogre Bull Iron Fist, right? You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't copy a car, right? You wouldn't so you wouldn't download a car, my bad. Yeah, so why would you Arrows of Kurnos this guy? Well, he might. Holy Hawk Riders. What's the range on these guys? 140? This is 200. He has the man, the myth, the legend. Holy crap. Alright, this guy's insane. So, yeah. These guys are gonna run out of ammo. As far as I'm concerned. That's 3,000 gold. That's a third of his army. If he has some stealth units, I should still be okay. I'm just gonna go for the 1 cap point. They have 24 entities. Okay, I'm pretty sure if I just get a lead belcher here with the trappers, we'll be able to survive. This guy's dodging fairly well, so he's not gonna take too much damage from this. So we're just gonna shoot Orion in the face with a pistol. Maybe capture a point, and my 1 lead belcher is just gonna crush it. Worst case, we resummon them. Get Flock of Doom, son. These guys are so squishy. Flock of Doom hurts a lot against them. They very much don't like that. He summons more infantry, alright. So let's just keep moving forwards. Flock of Doom already got a decent amount of value. And lead belcher is away. Now, can we kill Orion with the trappers? The answer is he's gonna take a little bit of damage. Oh, yes. Yes, shoot that guy. Shoot anything but my lead belchers, please. I have no intention of getting this point early, by the by. We don't need to. And the Arrows of Kurnos was kind of wasted. Lead belchers are popping off. They're having a great time versus a couple dryads. Then we can get the Eternal Guard, and then I just gotta not get more lead belchers than I should. We play the defensive game. I'm pretty sure he has some stealth boys in the trees. Like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come out of the forest with a bunch of cav or something. So let's just get these guys in. Few of these boys. Getting a good amount of volleys with the trappers. That's good to see. And of course, we have some counter charge kitty cats. And then we're gonna pull back a little bit. Ogres are a rather fast faction. They don't really have to worry about pulling away every once in a while. The traps are hilarious. The traps will actually slow them down. It sets up some wonderful charges here. And that's already going to rout off a bunch of spears and such. So I'm rather happy about that situation. Then we're going to Flock of Doom these guys. Bully them. And as long as my lead belchers don't get caught, I am happy. Looking pretty good so far. That ogre charge here was great. And the trappers have insane shots here. And I get to play on my half of the map instead of his. And he brought Hawk Riders for some reason. Oh my gosh. How glorious. My caster ain't even dead yet, so most of the damage he chucked out on him is not exactly a problem. Some Wild Riders are coming on in. Not a big deal. 1 Hawk Rider is going down. We're going to start targeting the infantry because I really don't respect the Hawk Riders. At this point, I feel like the infantry are the better choice, legitimately. He does rout off the lead belcher, though. But we're just taking a good fight here now. This is just a good fight. Value trading, though, kind of sus. We will get a pretty nice Flock of Doom here, though. It's gonna be a fairly nice hit. How's Gold doing? He's doing okay. Get another pot shot at Orion. It feels like we have a very nice lead. Hawk Riders did route off one Lead Belcher, but that's not really a big deal. I can just summon another one. And I will. We're just gonna get another Lead Belcher in here. This mosh pit fight is fairly good for me. Trappers are popping off. Yeah, alright. We're seeing a big break in his lines now. Lead Belcher even kind of rallies. If they can stick around, that would be sick, because they have a good amount of entities remaining. And I think the Hawk Riders really made it where he just effectively had no units. Unless I'm terribly misreading this situation, this feels extraordinarily good for us. I don't know. The game says we're behind, though. I just can't fathom. How are we behind? How are we behind? I wish I could trust the tracker. But we can't. Get him, Belchers. Gotta kill off the Hawk Riders so they don't get routed off here. He even has healing. But now he has a nearly dead Orion. We're gonna brace these poor Noblars are about to get charged into oblivion. Lead Belcher can shoot at the Wild Riders. Just get him out of here. Then more spears should be enough. Yeah, I don't know. It's not even like I'm healing, right? But like he has nothing left. The guy has literally nothing left. I just can't trust this tracker, man. The tracker's the fool. It doesn't know what's up. Here come the Hawk Riders, though. Will they get a deep dive? Will Orion survive? I do have the heal for these guys and a vigor boost, which means he's only killed 6 Lead Belchers. Oh no, he's killed 10 Lead Belchers. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Yeah, he's killed about 10 Lead Belchers. Looks like he's about to try and get another pick. Maybe he's baiting me. Maybe he's saving like a crap ton of money. And then he's about to summon in like 3,000 gold worth of Wild Riders. And he'd still lose because I have a massive screw you army over here. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe CA fixed this tracker, man. I swear this tracker, it makes no sense. This is terribly favored for ogres. Attack speed enjoyer was absolutely right. This feels horrific. This feels illegal. The Lead Belchers are so hard to shut down, bro. They're just taking pot shots forever. I will say the Hawk Riders were kind of a meme, though. Orion was also kind of a meme. Like, I think, but that's kind of a symptom of him experimenting to try and figure out how to deal with this. The fact that I could retreat from his front line, too, was a massive play that worked out for me extraordinarily well. And that was going to be game 601. Victory is ours. Seems like we do know how to play ogres. Will we run into a counter, though? That's the real question. Trappers were indeed a good call. I like them. Holy crap, Trappers were an amazing call. Dude, is this actually a sick build? Seems pretty meta. This guy paid for himself. For 650, mega value. And he drew the arrows of Kernus away from my Lead Belchers. Hawk Riders. Hawk Riders were bots. Absolute garbage. Holy, that's bad. Orion, not that great. His cavalry did terribly. Yeah, I think Trappers sealed the deal. And Lead Belchers paid for themselves despite being quote-unquote countered by many of his tools. Very nice. I'm sure Wood Elves have some teeth here. But this feels pretty good for us. Nice. Ogres. So I think what I was thinking earlier, right? Are ogres a strong faction? I think the answer is absolutely yes. Absolutely filthy. These games, I haven't played ogres like at all, really. I have barely any games as them. But just by watching a few other people play ogres and just copying them, it just feels so strong. Navigator definitely memed though, right? That was definitely a hard experimental build. Because the idea, I see it, right? You shoot the lead belchers to death, it just doesn't work. He must really not want to win with the Hawk Riders. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The Hawk Riders are real bad. My caster farmed them for value like no one's business. The Trappers are really hyped too. So they're 35 speed. Wood Elf Spears are 33. So you can actually kite with the Trappers. He charged them with cavalry, but there's so many of them. And they have their traps that you risk your cavalry getting charged. I think ogres are already really strong when you just YOLO with them. But when you actually use a few good tactics, like pulling back and doing some skirmish, man, it's just so good. Trappers are also... I don't know what it is about Trappers. They have 90 mass. You'd think that they would just get run over by cavalry, but I guess Noblar traps just really shuts that down. Yeah, reduces charge bonus. I see. I didn't respect Trappers that much before, even when they were 400 gold, but I think I should use them more against low armor factions. And to see, worst campaign and multiplayer unit. The worst multiplayer unit in the entirety of the game. Where's he at? Where's my boy? Where's my boy? Alley-oop. This guy. He got a 20% gold cost reduction. A 20%. Gorgers were OP. They got nerfed by about 20%. Never saw play ever again. There's units that get buffed 10%. They see way more play. Alberic got a 50 gold cost reduction. You see them all the time. These guys, 20% cheaper. Still absolutely garbage. In campaign, they're better. So these aren't the worst campaign unit. I would say the worst campaign unit. I think I saw a vote the other day. I think mounted yeomen were there. And it makes sense because they screw your peasant economy. And on legendary difficulty, the charge bonus will barely get through the melee defensive units. And they don't have AP. The mass is also quite lackluster. So they don't have impact hits either to save them. So you have no point taking mounted yeomen. Like, you can already get knights errant. Why are you taking this guy? Especially when you can take mounted yeomen archers, which at least can shoot a bit. I don't know if there's a worse campaign unit though. I'm sure there might be somewhere, but definitely this is one of the lowest. Bloaters rock. I think bloaters, they're so bad that they're good. Like, I think the second worst unit is way less memorable than bloated corpses. Don't trash talk bloats. Bloaty boys need to be trash talked, okay? They have to get better. And the only way we can do that is by encouraging CA to buff them up at all. Just make them ludicrously cheap. I swear. You can make bloated corpses cost 0 and they would still kind of be a meme. Because their friendly fire makes them really dangerous. Now, people would run them at 0 gold, and people would complain. Like, 0 gold is obviously OP. But, like, I feel like 200 gold. I feel like you gotta give them another massive buff. I think at 200 gold, I would unironically bring the unit in many Vampire Coast matchups. But are they even better than zombie pirate deckhand mobs? Because this unit can capture points, right? This unit can, the way Coast plays right now, they're spamming these guys. A unit that trades so quickly is very sketchy. And you can just lose it to a random SE. Like, I don't even think it fits into the playstyle. I don't know though, I've been wrong before. I did remember saying that the Grail Relic should be cheaper than 400 when they proposed it. And then patched it in. But it turns out 400 is actually quite good for the Grail Relic. So who knows? Maybe bloated corpses are only 50 gold away. Maybe 300 gold. And then like, wow. It's an amazing unit. Definitely though, a bloated corpse compared to an Empire Spearman. How do they cost the same money? Something has to be something stupid expensive. I think most expensive units in this game are good enough to get value. Like people are even running the Kadai nowadays. I think most expensive units, even Uncle for Uncle, they're probably only a couple hundred gold away from being at least runnable. Uncle for Uncle's pretty bad though. A 2,000 gold great unclean one. They made him cost hundreds of gold cheaper, and he's still garbage. Yeah, he should probably be a lot cheaper. Now there is like the worry that land battle will become an SE blob. So maybe Uncle for Uncle will just never be good. Give him 90 speed, 200 speed. You want Greases for Uncle. Oh dang, the Danican rematch. We got a rematch. It's Ogres versus Greenskins. We faced them earlier, but the person who wins the first match typically loses the second. Cursed Oasis, Altar of the Champion, Proving Grounds. Ooh. Which one's Proving Grounds? It's this one. Do I like Proving Grounds for Ogres? It's not the worst for Ogres. Maybe I do keep it. It is relatively flat. I'll ban Altar. I'll ban Altar of the Champion. Oh boy, the Danny. We got a Danny can. So last time he got a really big rush onto my lead belchers, and that got him a fairly good lead early on. I think this time, well, I think as long as I can prevent that, we're good. Now, what's the best anti-cav spell that I can bring? You know, I could just take, you know what? This is actually kind of a, okay, yeah, this is a fun combo. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Danican's a dead man. Ain't no way he survives this one. Do I want the Trappers? He wants Cursed Oasis. Okay. It's a fairly big map, which in theory is once again good for us. I think as long as, I don't know, the lead belchers just cook them, right? Lead belchers just cook them alive. I can still summon in the Stonehorn like last time. Some reserve man-eater great weapons feels really good. What else do I need versus Danican? Do I want more bowls? I feel like the ogre bowls were less effective once the trolls were really hammering down. I would love to see a troll counter somewhere here. I have a couple ideas to potentially deal with trolls, but maybe the Stonehorn is just enough. I'm not gonna go Crushers or Mournfang Cavalry. They're just a little too expensive for my personal taste. I could take Noblar Flingers, but Stone Trolls have armor, so they will absolutely just shrug that off. Do I want single entities? Do I want Burning Head? Man, I wish the Burning Head caster was a bit cheaper. A Burning Head caster will run me 1,000 gold, and I still have to bring a Lord. So even though it is very good against Greenskins, maybe suboptimal. Could take Gorgers. Gorgers versus Greenskins. It's kind of funny. Ogres fall into the same thing that I've mentioned before, where their counter is what they bring. Dwarves lose to cannons. Chaos Dwarves lose to Final Transmutation. Ogres lose to large units. And cannons too. Bigger cannons. Big lead belchers. Man, I wish I could bring Yetis, but I'm so sussed out by them. I've seen people bring Yetis before, though. They're definitely not the worst. But we're probably gonna stay away from them. The goal is probably... Like, Ogres are a lead belcher faction, though. They're just a lead belcher faction. You keep the lead belchers alive, you win the game. They got nerfed, it doesn't matter. They're still a win con. I will say, though, against any undead faction or cannon faction, Ogres really suck. So they're probably going to be relegated to a counterpick faction most of the time. Does anyone know if Ogres wins against Bretonia, by the way? Let me double check. Whoops. Ogres, Ogre Kingdoms against Bretonia, they have a 58% win rate. Seems like it's kind of sus. Probably because lead belchers have to stay alive against Alberic. Can't you just... I don't know, I guess if you bring a bunch of great weapons, they get bowmen to death. So you have to take the lead belchers, and then that's when you get a tussle. You get a swift Bretonian charge, and trappers can't beat their armor. It's like, it's different from the Wood Elves because they have so much armor. I could see it being a little sus. I'll probably avoid Ogres v Bretonia, but take them versus like the more minor factions. We're talking like the Dark Elves. Do they win versus Empire? Against Empire, it's a 50% win rate. It's kind of interesting that they still have teeth there. How about Grand Cathay? 86% win rate. Dang, just by capture weight, I guess. They do great versus Chaos, Beastmen, Chaos Orbs, Greenskins. Yeah, it's just factions that can't deal with lead belchers, isn't it? The more you can deal with lead belchers, the better it is for you. Apparently Lizardmen is 50-50, only 4 games played. Dwarves is 50-50, wow. Wow, okay, so Ogres must have a really good, like, build-up, I guess. They only just suck against Counts, I guess? Kislev? Apparently Wood Elves. Felt very favored for us. Apparently they're bad versus Khorne and Slaanesh. Oh man, I don't know about this matchup spread. Huh. I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see how spooky Daniken's Greenskins are. Yeah, lead belchers are a crazy win con. They're like Nuln, or no, not Nuln Ironsides, Hawkland Long Rifles, or Jezzails, or Crane Gunners, but they're way faster and deal a lot more damage. So yeah, they have a little bit less range, but the range difference doesn't matter very much. Gotta leave for work in 10 minutes. Can we win in 10 minutes? Probably not. My games versus Daniken tend to be very close. He's building, by the way. He's figuring out something crazy. You think he cut the giant? Honestly, I think if I just park 2 pigback riders by my lead belcher, we win. I think that's all I need. You think he's gonna get like a colossal squig though? What if he does that? What if he goes full SE, like just a million giant SEs? A spider, big spider, you know? And then somehow they don't get shot to death. What if he stealths them, you know? The goblin lore, go invisible. I think the fact that my saber tusks trade so well into his cavalry is going to be a problem, though. I smell a Doom Diver. A Doom Diver, with how close the capture points were last time, a Doom Diver would be risky. Because then he can't charge the lead belchers anymore. And I could possibly just stall him forever by resummoning lead belchers. You never know, though. The map is decent for Doom Diving. It's okay for a Doom Diving. He's gonna go Pigtonia. Pigtonia could be pretty funny. We'll see. The big important thing that we gotta do though at the very beginning, however, is we gotta capture the points. The ticket race is real. Ticket race is very real. You learn how BS the powder guts are yet? I actually haven't even ran the powder guts. It's been mostly lead belchers that have been hard carrying. Powder guts are definitely super strong. They just haven't really had a matchup where I need them. We kind of do fine enough with everything else. But against any faction with SEs, powder guts are a menace. Let's see. You think he's gonna go bolt throwers? Wait, what if he goes bolt throwers? That would be sick. Alright, very similar build to what I did last time. So we park the ROR pigbacks behind them. And they are the bodyguard unit. Then we get some for the flanks. We get some of these guys to the flanks. The anti-infantry in the center, where we'll probably face infantry. Ready, good luck, have fun. And this time, Doom and Darkness. Not Aspect of the Dread Knight. Doom and Darkness, minus 16 leadership. And Spirit Leech. The idea is simple. You snipe his lord, and you rout his cavalry. I have near infinite magic with life leeching. So if he brings a little Gobbo Lord, he's gonna be suffering rather hard. Would Boltor suck on this map? Only a little bit. There's not that many trees. But yeah, I think this should go relatively okay. Is that a wolf? The teeth rob us? Holy moly. Now this guy has 4,000 HP. Spirit Leeches will bully him. We can get the lead belchers over to the flank side. And he has no artillery piece. He has gone for the Orc Shaman with Fists of Gork. So he's looking for a little bit yeah, he wants to get a little work done there. But yeah, as long as we get the lead belchers in, I think we'll be okay. So let's just slowly scoot our way forward. Lead belcher shots our way. Got a little bit of poke damage in. Love to see it. We're gonna capture the point. We're gonna leech his lord. Come on, get over here. Get over here, you darn dude. I would overcast, but I don't think it's very worth. Good dodges though from the Danican. Look at him weaving. Look at him weaving. So I gotta play at full throttle here. Can't afford to let him get some sick plays on me. Damage is okay though. Him having skirmishers is quite nice. And he's pulling back with the Lord. Okay. So he really doesn't want to get Spirit Leech. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Traps over here against the Chariot should be relatively good for me. They have a lot of HP, not worth Spirit Leeching. You can see how painful those traps are. Noblars are a menace. And I can just capture this point now. We can just take the point. He does summon in the Doom Diver, so that's my call to get more lead belchers. Let's go. We lead belching, boys. As long as I defend them, we win this. That's the gist of it. And that's the gist of every single ogre game in existence. Now, I was slow on taking this point. Should have been way more aggressive. But will the map save him? His Doom Diver is actually out of range right now. That's going to make life a little difficult for him. He has kept his Lord safe, though. But we have the Troll tech, the leadership debuff. He might play very slowly, by the way, here. Alright. With 3 lead belchers, I severely out DPS anything that this Doom Diver can do. So I don't think I have to worry much about that. We're just gonna park him forwards, accept that we will take hits from the Doom Diver, and then move on with our lives, because it really does not do that much damage. He summoned some cav on the flank. I summoned a saber tusk on the flank. Everything is fine. Everything is great. Some pot shots on the orc boys. It's very comfy. And his skirmishers will make his overall rush quite a bit weaker. He will want to rush though. Like, absolutely, he's gonna want to make a big play and potentially rush me down. So if we're not careful, life could be sus. We're gonna have to be ready to retreat here. What are his summons? I'm gonna get a saber tusk pack here to defend these guys. Gonna get some boys over here to secure the points. Danikan's playing a very smart point game. You have a lot of space to retreat to if I want, however. What are those? Just savage boys, okay. Saber tusk could do well versus savage boys. I'm not worried about that. And we are beginning to capture the point, which definitely is going to be pretty sucky for him. He does not capture the far point. The Doom Diver is okay, but he's taking massive damage on his spears, which he will need for later. He's saving up money, though. The guy wants to bring in some stuff later. But yeah, I'm just gonna push aggressively and be ready to retreat, because we are faster than him. 31 speed orcs, not a big issue. The moment he starts moving, we can just pull back and then we'll be chill. Yeah, there he goes. There he goes. And we retreat. Screw this business. Pull in the boys. Get everyone in. Maybe Spirit Leech's Lord. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. It's all about just don't overextend too hard and you'll be okay. We don't want to overextend too much. He's killed about one lead belcher. He is triple capped. Quite badly too. Okay, there's another push in, so we're just gonna keep pulling back and just enjoy the kite. I'm gonna get the stone horn in here. We gotta stop the cav, but that ain't too hard. We're gonna give up 1 point and fight for the second, so that we may have an advantage there. Stone horn will definitely be able to help us out. And so far, things are looking not bad for us. If we fight in our spawn zone again, that's gonna be very good. I've only taken a little bit of damage. We have a lot of magic here. I might just start Spirit Leeching his Lord. Because I have nothing else to do with my magic, really. I think that's what we do. Yeah. That will help amplify our general kiting prowess. That'll be quite nice. And then maybe I give him 2 points. I don't want to down trade, right? Like if he army wipes me here, it's just over. I really don't want that to happen. So we're just gonna take it easy. Maybe take a few tussles over here. Saber tusk versus big guns. Oh, those are big guns. Okay. We gotta be careful with the saber tusks. With the spear support, though, we definitely win. Yeah, it's just about taking efficient trades is all. The most efficient of trades. There we go. That's a fairly nice engagement. And I'm just going to retreat with these guys while I continue to do well on this flank point. Because this flank point looks great for me. This looks absolutely marvelous for me. And I can stand my ground and shoot at his boar boys that are possibly overextending. Then we're gonna rout off his guys over there. Very nice. Then we're going to counter charge over yonder. We're taking good engagements. It ain't over just yet, though. Oh, crap. Dang it. Missed the Spirit Leech. Missed the Spirit Leech, but we're still doing all right. That was a good route. I don't really have to worry about them too much anymore. I just have to defend my my lead belchers, which we are doing only okay right now. He's going for a deep dive on me. He got my lead belchers again, dang it. All right. Probably shouldn't have lost the lead belchers again. That's a bit of a big misplay, actually. Now, he is severely out of position. But if he actually begins to win this fight, it's a little rough. Just a little rough. Now, I do have the capture point. So as long as we trade evenly, that means that we are in the clear. But yeah, Operation Keep the Lead Belchers Alive is my big weakness. I only have one left. The other one should rally though, at least. And we have a slow for any cavalry that get in here. His Rugloods are super overextended. And it seems like my army's just too big, right? Like this army's just massive over here. So maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe the Lead Belchers just hard carry. I got a Stone Troll over here. Goodbye, Stone Troll. We did tech against his build this time around. So they should just be gone. We can hopefully get some 6 shots over there. Indeed, we do get the route, which is marvelous. And then we bring in the Stonehorn over here to clean up shop. Lord is doing great. He doesn't care. I'm just sitting back, relaxing, and saving up for my wonderful Main Eaters. I have almost all my units on the battlefield right now. Could not be better. And yeah, it's just this little pocket over here. Lead Belchers are totally safe right now. They're having a great time. Stone Troll's gone, man. Stone Troll's juiced. I just have to, yeah, I just gotta escort them off is all. There's the Main Eaters. Holy Lead Belcher value. They're chilling. And I can terror out those guys soon enough, too. This feels positively terrible. Yeah, we're on our way to army wiping them, so I don't think we have to worry much. I think he rampaged me literally just to stop me from crushing his leadership. But the army wipe is absolutely coming up soon. And this is the risky thing about trolls. They're fun, but they definitely have a really big counter. Oh, you want to fight me? You want to fight my slaughter master? Not today. GG. Okay, yeah. Greenskins are good. Ogres are insane. Ogres are disgusting. What a strong faction this is. This is what happens when I got a little bit of practice on ogres. It just became impossible. I think the Doom Diver didn't do anything. I think it was actually a detriment to Danican. His rush was actually really scary though. Like Danican played really well. But I think once you really get that good retreat with the ogres and you really apply their mobility, like you're fighting ogres in their backfield. That sucks so bad. You really want to fight against saber tusks being summoned on your face? Ogre bowls getting free charges on you 24/7, trying to push through pigback riders? That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And then anything that kills lead belchers kills them too slowly because they'll just move up and out DPS your artillery. Yeah, I think 3 lead belchers might have been overkill, but it definitely forced them back. I didn't want Danican to just sit there and tank him because they weren't getting that many shots in since he was on the retreat. And I think he might have won if he just stood if I stood my ground in the middle of the map, but by retreating and giving up the points. Yeah, he didn't have a slow either. So last time he had the goblin for the slows. I think his last build was actually way better because it stops the ogres from retreating so easily. And I think against Greenskins, you definitely want some sort of leadership breaking spell. That just seems like the best magic against them. Stone Trolls did way worse this time. And Rugloods also kind of failed them. Yeah, ogres are insane. All right. Nice. Yeah, Doom and Darkness. Doom and Darkness was hype. It helped me rout off some trolls. But yeah, next time, say hello to your wife. She's next to me reading. Hello, wife of Noble Naldor. For the great payment. Should I just be like, thank you so much, Noble Naldor, for donating $1,000 for this wife shout out? Trying to make her freak out. It's too late now. Missed opportunity. But tomorrow, I think we're gonna play Empire. I think Empire is on the docket for practicing again. That's gonna be the play. Catch up with chat, make sure everything's good. Maybe both throwers are where it's at for Greenskins versus Ogres. Their range is pretty bad, and you might get rushed to death. But it definitely sets up a different type of game, which might be enough. Maybe the defensive playstyle will win it. We'll see. For now, though, I hope you guys had a great time. I certainly did. 100% win rate with the Ogres feels quite nice. So I will see you guys tomorrow for an Empire Day. Look out for War Wagons. She's laughing. Thanks. Awesome. Let's see here. Maybe bolt throwers. Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much to all the supporters. Clint, Terry Tarklebead, Pops, Nis, New Booty, Calculandia, Steven, Samorden, Charlie, Benjo, Noble Naldor. He's there. And Organ Donor for all your wonderful support. Of course, our deck gunners and our Twitch subs are very much appreciated too. And may the rest of your day bring you, I don't know, what's like a nice Chinese New Year saying? I hope you climb many ladders for your workplace, and that you have big oranges and big prosperity with the oranges. That your horse dragon energy